No music.
No, I just it's been a
How
pain.
how am I supposed to get properly psyched without our intro
You want to be
music?
properly psyched? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, jeez. How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to get fucking amped up for this? If there's no intro music, I go to sleep to that. I fucking go to gym to that. Now you know that's a lie because I don't go to the gym. So get it going. I'm just out here on social media and whatnot.
Oh,
just posting.
There we go.
Oh, so I can't hear it, but everyone else can. Everyone else can get psyched.
Listen to the stream.
God. Just can't be happy, can I? And all right, so sorry I was distracted posting on social media. All that garbage.
So try again. Welcome to Half Past Broke, where we fuck up our intro. I'm Walker.
I'm Eric, and big question: what are you drinking, Walker? Now I'm amped. Now I'm amped. I'm getting psyched.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got you amped. Yeah. That's all I needed in my life. I'm drinking No BS Brew Company. It is a Rosa Berliner not Hefeweiss. Sorry, it's a Weisse. So it's like a wheat beer, but it's not a Hefeweiss.
Still a wheat beer. Weiss means
but it's not a Hefeweiss. You know what I mean?
Weiss just means wheat, right?
Yeah.
All right, well,
I don't know what the difference is.
I'm looking it up right now because I want to know. How is it? Have you tried it yet? Are you still pouring it?
I had it earlier, but it like.
How many did you get?
I got a crowler, which is.
So it's 32 ounces. How many of those did you get?
Just the one. I have a slew of beers that I want to drink, so I was figured I'd start with this one, and if I needed more, I have the Genesee Brew House, Oktoberfest.
I need that.
You'll never guess what I found still in stores.
Kolsch?
No. Well, actually, I had a Kolsch the other day.
Nice.
I had the lemon strawberry cream ale was still for sale, so I picked I picked up a 12-pack of that just in case I feel like drinking summer again. But yeah, this stuff it's a nice sour beer, and I'm sorry, Eric, this is my new favorite sour beer.
It's all right. I never want to be anyone's favorite, but it's a lot of pressure to be someone's favorite. People rely on you and shit. You know, they think you're a fucking great person, and
it just it encapsulates like a sour grapey taste with like that wheat beer undertone.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good.
You actually taste the grape in it. Now, is it like real grape, like more like a winey, or is it like?
It's less of a wine and more of a grape. You know what I mean?
Like a fake grape, like an artificial grape flavor.
No, it tastes like a Concord grape still, but it doesn't taste like a wine. It tastes like the actual grape, like before it's all like processed through. It is actually excellent. I had another one was actually a Hefeweiss, grapefruit Hefeweiss, so really similar to the Kolsch, but it was made out of pink grapefruit, so it was a lot more bitter. And it actually tasted really freaking good. It didn't taste anything like the Kolsch, but it tasted really good.
I could get down with that. I'm gonna stop looking up the difference. I can't really find a straightforward answer.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like staring at the screen this whole time typing.
No, I don't blame you. I see you got your haircut. Oh, by the way, what you're drinking? Answer both those questions.
One wasn't a question. One was an observation. Yes, I did get a haircut. This is just water.
Oh, you're not drinking any beer?
No beer. This is a vodka and seltzer.
Oh, there you go.
I drank last night, so I'm not really in the drinking mood. I didn't drink as much as I thought I did last night because I was just having a good time playing. And And when I went back and I looked, I'm like, holy shit! I still have like a whole handle left. Like I really wasn't. You know, I still slept all day because I'm a fucking piece of shit.
I think I slept till like 9:30 earlier today. I slept till 9:30. And then my mom called me and I wanted to go hang out, so we went to 2 different breweries. And
nice, very very cool. But yeah, I do have a little bit of vodka seltzer. Just why not when you're recording or streaming?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go ahead and bring this stream up.
Yeah, I was on the I was on the fence with recording or streaming, but I kind of wanted to stream because my little brother wanted to watch one, so I figured I'd make an exception and do the stream today. Do another stream today. Next week won't be a stream.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a schedule with that and everything. We've been doing really good with our schedule on Twitch. The only problem is we're probably gonna have to move it because young Walker here is a scholar now.
Back in school.
Yeah, so we gotta roll with the punches, adjust according to his schedule because mine's free. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever.
We did update it on the bottom. We did a little bit of an update. I changed it to 7. We're gonna start streaming in the evenings now. And we switched days because with my school schedule, I'm more free on Thursday than I am on, or Tuesday and Thursday than I am on Monday and Wednesday now. So we're kind of switching that around. And we changed Friday to a wild card night, so it's gonna be one of us two, or none at all.
Or none at all. It's well, who the fuck knows? So
if there is a stream, it will be at 7. So if there isn't a stream, if you pop in at 7 and we're not there, it's probably not going to be a stream.
Yeah, but we are also relatively unprofessional and can make no promises. So we might stream at fucking midnight.
Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
I've been known to get really drunk and throw on a stream at 11 o'clock at night. So
and then log off 37 minutes later.
Yeah, hey, why not? 37-minute stream. Hi, I got too drunk. Bye, guys.
Yeah, I guess that's when you're supposed to stay in there.
Yeah,
but so I said I have my water, and I have a little dilemma that I am going to do research on real quick, and it should be a fairly simple answer.
Thanks for the host, by the way, Liv.
Oh, nice, thank you, Liv. So I drink a shit ton of water. The only problem is now where I moved, the sink, it's one of the ones that comes out and you can move it around and spray all around and stuff, so you can't get the Brita screw-in filter on it. And that really bums me the fuck out because I hate drinking dirty fucking chlorinated tap water. I think it's gross, but I still do. I drink it every fucking day. So the other day I went and I got a 2.5 gallon thing with the handle on top, a little flimsy plastic thing, and you pull it out, and like a big Gatorade bucket. It has the thing where you pull the bottom out and it shoots water out. So I had that, and that was amazing, except for the fact that it's absolutely horrible for the environment, and that's every 3 days putting one of those fucking things in the garbage or recycling.
Oh, I thought you meant terrible. Like a reusable one. Yeah, if it's not reusable, no. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it was so good having nice clean water. So now I'm at this point, like, what do I do? Do I replace my whole goddamn faucet just to get one of those one of the things that goes on the faucet, just so I don't have to?
Have you ever seen like the big like refrigerator ones that are like 2 gallons, but they like go along the length of the edge of your fridge, so they don't take up too much space, but they work like those Gatorade things. We have one at our house.
Really?
And I really like it. And I think it costs us like $25, but like you run it through, it fills up, and then once it's all filled up, if you think about it, fill up the top part again. So as you do it, it brings more water in, so you can potentially fit like 2-3 gallons in there.
Now, how is it filled? What do you do? Just take like an empty gallon and dump it in there from the sink?
It's a top fill. So I mean, we put it right in our sink and we'll fill it up. We stopped doing it because we found our water to actually be pretty clean. In the beginning, before we changed our filters and everything, that's all we could use.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it worked really well, and I really liked it. And the filter replacements are like $5, and you only have to replace it like every 6 months if you ever replace it at all. Because I forget.
Is it from Brita?
I think it was a Brita. I can't remember.
If you had to call it something, if I was gonna type it on Google right now, what would I type in to look for it?
Oh,
Longboy Johansson water cooler for your fridgy boy. Just the Longboy hydration station.
I honestly, you know what I would call it? I would call it water dispenser. Oh, fridge water dispenser.
All right, let's go. And if that bitch ain't on Amazon, I'm not buying it.
It's at Walmart.
Fuck Walmart. Walmart's a bunch of fucking cunts.
No,
actually, some of the people who work there are really nice these days.
Yeah. Actually, I took it upon myself when I was at the brewery to write down all the notes to all the beers I drank.
Nice.
Yeah.
They didn't have like a little card or something?
No, they had this little thing, and it has like the way the flight is set up, like and I put numbers at the top. So when I went on the back, I'd put number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'd write down like what I thought of every single one. And the one I regret not getting, or not getting like to take home with me, was the Scotch ale. They had a Scotch ale. It was called Groundskeeper Willie Scotch ale.
Ah, nice. And Simpsons, hell yeah.
It was super good. It was so smoky. You could really taste like the barrel smoke from it. It was so good.
I just sent you a
hang on, let me see.
This is awesome. I honestly did not even think of this. I was thinking more of the one with the handle that you pour in, but this is amazing. I didn't even know these things existed. This looks small. This is 18 cups.
That is almost exactly what ours looks like. Ours is a little bit older, so it's a little like it has like a blue top to it, not the black like sleek look. But this is exactly what I was thinking of. Ours might be a little bigger, but that's about exactly what it is.
This is only 1.13 gallons, which
I mean, how many gallons do you generally consume, and especially if you're going to be using, I don't know if you're going to use it for your plants or anything.
No, because with my plants, I'll generally just let it rain and go. Or if I have to water them, I'll just let the water sit out for like I'll have a gallon and let it sit out to neutralize the chlorine. That's just if it's really dry out. So this is 1.13. I imagine I'd have to fill it every single day.
Yeah, I mean probably, but still, I mean,
I'm good for.
If you don't have any other solutions, that's what I was thinking, because this is what we ended up going with, because we had the same issue. We couldn't screw it on.
Can you put this on screen?
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna put it over us. Oh, hang on. That
didn't work. It's perfect. It's better than our webcams. Here's a fucking Brita filter. We know what the people want. The people. We know what the people want. The people want to see goddamn Amazon Brita filters.
Yeah, just change it. Amazon pages.
Yeah.
Live stream. Hang on. Let me see.
You did go with social cues?
But that's what we do.
It's fucking dumb. It's like
you
rhymed. It's like you rhymed just to rhyme it. Like,
yeah, but it still worked.
Look, I know a thing about not working, and this is in the fucking category.
Oh, why is it? God, that's right. This thing fucking sucks.
What happened?
No, cancel.
Why is my fucking head cut off? This is a bunch of bullshit.
Because I tried to pull up your fucking Brita filter, and it didn't work.
I just want to show the world how glorious it is to have clean water without having to go by, fucking Deer Park by the gallon. It's horrible. It's so bad, especially with the whole. What?
Since I can't pull this up without like fucking up everything else at the moment, I'll figure out why my window capture doesn't work on this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like.
It's a really nice Brita filter. It's 1.13 gallons. Pour it in there and water. And I'm probably gonna buy it when. Oh, hold on.
God damn it! Stop that.
All right. Labor Day fucked my shit up so bad because now I normally get a check on the 7th, right? So the 7th was yesterday, which was a Saturday. But because of Labor Day, I didn't get my check on the 7th. And because today is Sunday, I didn't get my check today either. So guess what? Guess who's eating peanut butter and jelly fucking sandwiches until, the government decides to get their goddamn shit together. It's not even the government. It's a bunch of fucking financial shit. So stupid.
Someone's angry.
I'm not angry. I'm just like, when you budget your life around getting paid on a specific day.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't, but then it also doesn't happen the next day. It's a little frustrating, Speaking of stupid amounts of money, I'm going to the movies tonight.
Okay,
me and Liv.
Here's your freaking Brita filter.
There, how hard was that? I like the black one better. But yeah, yep, that's it. 1.13 gallons of pure fucking. Oh, whoa.
I'm just adjusting it. There we go.
1.13 gallons.
What do you?
Clean American water.
What do you think? Like, I mean, I think this would be like.
I want something bigger.
Yeah, I mean, but you could keep like adding to it. Like, I mean, 1.13 gallons. Like,
I
don't drink. I mean, I personally don't drink that much water, so I didn't go through it that quickly.
I'm good for 2-3 liters a day, so that's almost a gallon. 3.8 liters is a gallon. So I'd be filling it up every day or every other day.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know what?
Not the worst thing in the world. That like just one extra thing to do.
Just to have less plastic to fucking recycle, and by recycle, I mean to go put it in a fucking landfill somewhere because nobody gives a flying fuck anymore.
Oh, did you hear about China? How we've been streamlining all of our recycling to China over the last like however many years, and China just hasn't had anything. It doesn't have the proper facilities to like properly to recycle this. So what they were doing, they were just dumping it wherever, like, you know, ocean, landfill, whatever.
Yeah.
China said no more, and we're not taking any more of US's recycling. So now there's this huge recycling crisis. We don't have anything to put this like recycling into, because China's really starting to try to like this big like social upswing where they're really trying to like make the air cleaner, make the ground cleaner, stuff like that. And hey bro. So I guess like with them cutting it off, like 99% of our like recycling was going to China, and now we don't have any place to put it. So now we have to like come up with a recycling solution really fast, and like that really kind of like goes to show you like we don't have as good of an infrastructure for recycling as we thought we did. Like,
oh my god, absolutely not.
Like even when people say, "Oh, I recycle," your shit's going into the ocean regardless. It's just going into the ocean by someone else. You're not personally exactly. Like choking that fish with your 6-pack can.
It really is. And I know you guys were trying to go zero waste, right?
Yeah, and then after I heard about that, I was like, I don't even know what to do now. Like I'm just been doing some research to seeing if I can find a place that does it.
Right? Like I was telling you the other day, there was a thing in my town where they're just like, you can't recycle plastic bags anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, and I thought about it a little bit. Most of the time I throw plastic bags in the garbage because they're filled with dog shit anyway. But I was thinking maybe it's time to get, you know, biodegradable bags, because if they're gonna end up in the fucking ocean anyway, may as well, you know,
give it less time to have to stay in the ocean.
Yeah, so you can't even, and they didn't take my recycling the other day because I had all my recycling in a you know, a hefty garbage bag or something, because I'm like all for recycling, but realistically, putting cans and plastic in a plastic bag, we should be able to fucking recycle that. They fucking did not pick up my garbage because there was a garbage bag in my recycling.
Oh my god.
They left it in my fucking front yard. I'm like, fuck me, I guess, right? You know? So now I gotta go through my old dirty fucking recycle. Not that it's dirty, it's cans and shit. And peel out all the bags and dump it in there. But you know what I don't like about that? Besides everything, is that now my recycling can, instead of having a nice bag, which should be recyclable, in there, and then you just put your cans in there, you take the bag, you know, your recycling can's still clean. Now when you're putting all these fucking cans in there, you know, a little bit of beer drips out, a little bit of sticky shit here and there. Oh, you're supposed to clean your fucking cans. Fuck off, dude. If I'm trying to recycle and shit, you know. I'm not out here scrubbing my goddamn Chef Boyardee cans.
Well, yeah, and you know what, the biggest thing that I think the biggest thing that bothers me about this whole recycling thing, like shaming people for not recycling properly, is we are not the problem. It is bigger than us. It is every other company that dumps thousands and thousands of tons of shit into our environment. We're not doing that much. I mean, I think for the most part we put like a fraction of a fraction.
I don't know. Dude, that's kind of a fucking shitter attitude. I fully understand that it's definitely the big corporations, but
what I'm saying is it's not just our fault. Like it's not. It should not be like it should. We should not have to shoulder that entire burden.
No, and we don't, but people out there will be like, I don't know. It's
a touchy subject.
No, it's not. It's a cop out to say, well, fucking, big pharma's, ruining the environment more than me. So fuck it. Let me put this plastic.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm still trying my best to recycle, but I'm also trying to do it through the right venues. I don't want to just keep recycling the way we've been recycling just to find out now, like, we've been recycling wrong this whole time. I want to find a proper way to do this. So we've just been doing our research. We're still recycling the way we have been.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
As of right now, we're still just trying to find other venues for which to move our recycling over.
But there are tons of people who will say, what does it matter if I fucking and they will use what you said as an excuse to say, fuck it. If Ford Motor Company doesn't give a fuck, why should I?
And see, the problem is like that nihilist mentality. Like I get it. It sucks. Like being on the bottom, being the bottom bitch in the economy sucks. But that nihilist mentality is what keeps these companies from keep doing whatever they want to do, because we don't care anymore. You know what I mean?
People are starting to care. People are starting to
care.
Well,
that's what I mean. Like,
crazy.
Exactly.
Everyone's starting. It's not just like the weird fucking hippies anymore. It's just like normal people are starting to care, and then that's when people are realizing, they're like, wait a minute, it's not us. And then I don't know.
You'd be surprised what a mask could do to change the world. I mean, like what a mass like population can do to change the world. Unfortunately, we just need one person to step up and make these things like in someone's face. So you gotta like get in their face so much they can't ignore it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's a surefire way to get arrested and possibly shot by the police.
Yeah, but Nelson Mandela got arrested, and I mean, look at like all the great leaders that changed a lot of great shit, and they weren't exactly on the correct side of modern society, but they still managed to change it for the better.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would rather just go fucking slam on their keyboard.
Yeah, keyboard heroes, why not?
At other Facebook groups and talk about how
the fucking keyboard heroes don't get the job done. Like, we like to think that they do, but everyone can just discount anyone on the computer. Like, look at all these hundreds of thousands of people that say, fucking get your shit together, big company, big pharma, whatever you want to call it. And they could just be like, oh, whatever, they're just ranting on the internet, close it. Web browser and do whatever they're doing.
It's a joke. Nothing you say on the fucking it's funny. It's just funny. So everything you say on the internet, if it can negatively affect you, it'll always be there. But if it can make a positive change, people fucking ignore you. Make an ass out of yourself. People always remember that. Say something, something influential and positive and everything. People are like, fuck this dude.
Well, and like, don't get me wrong, like the internet does have its power. Like there are things on the internet, communities on the internet that can do stuff, like the Area 51 thing. Like, it masked a whole group of people that go. I'm not saying that was a good thing or it meant anything at all, or I even cared about it, but I'm just saying that is like there is a potential for something like that to happen.
But that's not potential. That's somebody sitting behind their computer being, oh, this is good.
But that's
going.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, someone behind the internet being a little internet troll managed to do that.
Yeah.
So all we need to do is like trigger the right thing, you know.
Facebook did shut that down.
Yeah, I know. I'm really glad that they did.
And
last thing I want is to hear about 50 people getting shot because they thought, oh, Area 51.
All right. Well, okay. I'm all for not wanting people to die, but at that point, it's natural selection.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to go to Area 51,
fucking Darwin,
At what point does Darwinism kick in on that?
Yeah, but you're actually you're 100% right, because maybe if it wasn't for something so fucking stupid, like storming Area 51 to clap them alien cheeks, if it was like storm, I don't know like what big companies are like the leaders in pollution and shit, but storm so and so and protest outside, peacefully protest and tell them that they're ruining the earth.
Exactly.
And maybe that would be a better fucking forum than clapping alien cheeks, And
let's be honest here, like nowadays protests would probably be a lot less dangerous than back in the 70s when they were tear gassing and beating the shit out of people. I feel like we have a little bit more human rights than we used to.
Yeah, but.
Well, because
but it's like on the opposite side now, because now the people that are getting out there and protesting are fucking psychos, and they're trying to like beat the shit out of cops and everything. Like,
I agree.
So they're out there.
The problem is like it's going too far.
They're like trying to bait out getting tear gassed so that they can cry that police brutality.
But the thing is, like, I think that we can do that to our. I am drinking. Oh, sorry, break, because someone's asking what we're drinking. We are drinking No BS Brew Company sour beer.
Streaming through OBS, drinking No BS.
With HPB, Eric and Walker.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but back to what I was saying. I think, like, the power that we have, the power that the internet has to expose things, we're doing wrong. You know what I mean? Like, if you went to protest and then, like, some dude just came up and, like, pistol whipped you in the face, like, for no reason, if you were being a peaceful protester and you had, like, that on the internet, that has power. But if you were just sitting there trying to provoke a fight just to get police brutality tacked onto, like, the video or whatever, that's only gonna hurt things. So, like, the way I see it, like, it's such a double-edged sword, but it's a sharp-ass double-edged sword. Like, you go one way and you could do really good, but if you go the other way, it could cut fucking deep.
But it's all the media. It's you can have that one video of somebody getting fucking pistol whipped and spin it both ways. Police brutality, or find out what happened before it and why he got fucking cracked in the face, because he probably deserved it. I'm not defending police officers, and I'm not defending protesters. It can go either way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on both sides, because
that's what we kind of do around here. Like, we're just trying to find the middleman in this whole thing, because we are the middlemen.
This it can go either way with a single video clip. It depends on what news source is gonna spin it, and the political bully and everything is so stupid. Everything comes down to politics. Everyone's gonna do whatever the fuck they can to make the political parties that they don't like look fucking stupid.
Exactly. The second either side gets a hold of footage, it becomes the biggest pissing contest amongst people that have nothing to do with this. All these, like, rich motherfuckers that have never seen the bottom half of middle class. And they're like, oh, well, let's just try to provoke each side against each other so they keep fighting so they don't focus on the real monster. Like, that's what it is. They're just trying to distract us.
Yeah. But
whatever. I mean, we got way off topic on that one. We started out with plastic bags, but I don't want to get too deep into this.
But that's what it all comes down to, That's like a simple thing, like just trying to do the right thing in recycling can turn into a whole fucking, because people are so antsy these days to like to be on the front line of a fucking protest to show that they care, and they're
Yeah, and I think the sad thing is that people that like do want to protest and do want to be angry about things don't really know a whole lot. Like, have you ever seen those Facebook posts where it's like this big tagline saying, "Oh, Trump, blah blah blah," and then like you look at the post or you look at the article and it's like complete bullshit. Like, it looked like it was written by a 5th grader.
Well, a lot of the people that are out there protesting have the mental capacity of 5th grade.
That's what I'm saying.
Cry till they get what they want.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like people just get worked up about stuff they don't even like bother to understand, and that's where we get more and more ignorant people following one way or the other. And it's both sides. It really is. I mean, I'm not gonna pull on anyone's string saying like, hey, you're the one doing this or you're the one doing that. It's both sides. Both sides are gonna look at the headline of an article and be like, I believe this, even though they haven't even looked at the article.
Yeah, that's literally a Facebook in a fucking... Yeah. Because Facebook, and I can't say anything different. I don't really follow the news too heavily. I don't have cable. I don't get a newspaper. I don't fucking go on websites and everything. So unfortunately, Facebook is probably my main source for news. But unlike the fucking absolute ass clowns out there, I actually, if I see something like a thought-provoking article...
oh shit.
I do not believe it. I research it and look into it because I understand how the media works. And when you give every fucking moron a voice, a platform to speak their mind, sure, it's great and everything, but I'm fucking stupid as shit. But I'm smart enough not to voice wrong opinions on shit out on Facebook, because you just...
Yeah, and like, even if I do voice my opinion, I will say I don't know everything about what I'm talking about. I just know what I know, but I'm willing to hear the other side. I think that's what it boils down to. You have to be willing to hear both sides. Because if you're not, that's how you create this discord that keeps us like in this like small-minded universe, even though we have this vast internet that can teach us everything we could possibly want to know about any subject. Like it blows my mind how close-minded people still are when they have the capabilities of just expanding out and learning more.
It's just that people read the headline of an article and think they're well versed on the topic, and then they'll go and just continue to make themselves look fucking foolish and just flat out fucking stupid for preaching all this shit. Because people take memes. People aren't even taking like news sources. People aren't even taking like real articles. They're taking a dumb fucking meme that some basement dwelling clown fucking made. Oh my god,
don't even get me started on memes. Because if I see a meme and I don't get it, and I'm like, and it's like some like anger bullshit, the first thing I'm doing is like looking up that meme and finding like the exact source. Or maybe I'll scroll down a little bit more, see if I can find like a topic that's similar to it. And like, because Reddit is really useful for that, because if something comes out, there's like a million different subreddits talking about the same thing, and you get to see both sides.
Reddit's a better news source than fucking anything.
I love Reddit for news sources.
It's neutral. Hey, what's up? Reddit is neutral. Well, all right, it's not neutral.
It's opinion, but you can pick what side you want, or you can look at both sides, which I love. It is a little bit more on the left side, I will say this, but there are both sides. I will say that. And
as long as you go into it with open eyes,
exactly,
and a moderately like intelligent, just being able to think for yourself and not just reading something and being like, well, that's it, America. Yeah, that's it. Well, fucking Donald Trump, he done did it again. Like, it's if you can just like think for yourself.
That's so funny to me.
Like, if you can just slightly think for yourself and have an open mind and open eyes, you can find like the truth.
Yeah,
instead of just following what everyone else is saying, doing.
And I will, like, what it boils down to for me is, if we could all just like sit down, have a beer with each other from like every single country. If the United Nations was just everyone showing up, BYOB day, where they just sit down and have a beer with each other, the world would be a better place. You know, you're just like, everything just would be so much better if you could just sit down and just chill with these people and be like, this is like alcohol from my country. This is alcohol from my country. And
I need that soju. I need that Korean soju. I'm just pissed that I can't fucking recycle a plastic bag, you know?
Yeah, no, it's come full circle. Yeah, no, fuck the
plastic. You know, that's it. That's
fuck the red tape that keeps us from doing right. You know what I mean? And
because my local government. Do you know why I can't recycle a plastic bag?
Oh yeah, I think we talked about this. Explain this.
Yeah. Because it clogs up their machines, because I guess the plastic is so fine that their machines aren't equipped to properly break it down. Then bitch, get fucking better machines. It's a cop out for my town right now. It's a cop out because they know that plastic bags can be banned in the near future, and they're just biding their time until that fucking happens, so that they don't have to put the fucking taxpayers' money to actual good use.
You know what angers me the most is when, and like in Rochester. Okay, I love Rochester. Don't get me wrong. I will always hold Rochester very dear to me. They make the worst financial decisions of any place I have ever seen. They built a multi-million-dollar like sports complex. It's still just sitting there doing absolutely fucking nothing. The taxes like shot up, and yet they have no proper recycling, no proper like schooling. I mean, like the inner cities are still suffering from the lack of it, because they're funding all the schools outside of the city within the same county. Like the mayor doesn't want to do jack shit. Like it's so funny because like Rochester just makes so many missteps, and it all started with Kodak wanting to go to digital.
I was just gonna say they're still just riding that Kodak money out, right?
Not really. There's no money in Kodak anymore. Absolutely none. Kodak kiboshed everyone's pensions. Like a lot of the people, like I mean, like a lot of the parents of my friends used to work at Kodak. And they had their pensions through some of the 90s. But I remember in middle school, a lot of my friends were like, you know, getting on welfare, Section 8, stuff like that, because Kodak just like shut down this. And there's such specific jobs. And Rochester's not big on the industrial thing outside of Kodak and IBM. And since both of them were Xerox.
Oh my god, do those companies even exist anymore?
Xerox still exists. So does Kodak, and so does IBM. They're all three of them are from Rochester.
IBM does IBM exist? I can't remember last time I saw.
No, they got bought out by Lenovo. Sorry, Lenovo.
Yes,
bought them out. Yeah.
Because they still have the ThinkPad, I believe, right?
Yeah, because my ThinkPad is Lenovo, but IBM used to have the ThinkPad.
I remember with the little red ball in the center, and you can move the mouse with that. I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
I actually did use it. I did find a use. I did find a use for it.
No wonder you suck at video games. You're out there like
no, and it's for like if I'm like reading something, like if you click down on the left mouse and use that thing, it'll scroll, and it's actually super useful because if you don't have a mouse readily available, it is pretty nice to be able to scroll through with that. But other than that, like I never really found a use for it until recently, and I've had the thing for like 6 years.
Is that yours or your wife's?
Mine. That's mine. I bought it when I was in the military before I got married, and the thing actually like fried the hard drive. So I bought a 64 gigabyte chip, and
You're just running your operating system off a memory stick?
Yes, I'm running an entire Linux operating system off of a little 64 gigabyte chip. I can't save a whole lot onto it. I can do programming on it, and I can do like Firefox, because Firefox is the only one that supports
deep web searches.
Linux. But it's really nice because like it's not like a super heavy like CPU heavy computer, so it runs pretty smoothly. You know, I don't ever really there's not a whole lot on it. But 64 gigs, like you can get pretty far with that.
Yeah, especially because you only need like eight. You only need like 4 or 8 gigs to run the whole Linux operating system, and everything else is just free space.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. Like, I think after everything was installed, there was like 58 gigs left still on it, or no, 56 gigs. So it was about 6 gigs, 8 gigs actually.
Yeah.
And all I do, I mean, I can save all my code on there. So like if I'm doing like some sort of like coding project, or if I'm trying to do stuff for like RPG Maker, I can run and test all my code on there, and then I can port it over to here onto this thing where I can put it into like a little like code pack, and it makes it way more easier to manage on here, and it's way less files than I need to worry about on this computer.
Nice.
So it's kind of nice. Anyway, back to like Kodak being really shitty. So as soon as those big industrial companies pulled out, like Rochester just kind of like had no industry, and all these people that were trained to work in like industrial parks were just like completely out of work. There was no relatable jobs within Rochester. A lot of them moved out to Syracuse, to Buffalo, to New York City. Like Rochester still to this day is the biggest city that has like the most the youngest group is leaving. All the young people, as soon as they turn 18, as soon as they graduate college, they're leaving. Rochester's got like the biggest like exiting population.
College at 18?
Yeah. No, 18 or graduating college. But like people are just like exiting the city like in droves.
Are there any big colleges?
There's a lot.
St.
John Fisher, U of R is actually is the #1 employer in all of New York State. RIT, which is a really huge technical institute.
Mm-hmm.
There's Roberts Wesleyan, which is a huge art school, which I'm probably fucking that up because I've never been to Roberts Wesleyan. I just know that they have a good art program.
I've never heard of any of these.
They have a shit ton of SUNY schools and the
state universities,
and they're super cheap. And oh my god, like having an education from New York is insanely good, no matter where you go.
Like, I guess
people love New York educations. Yeah,
I don't know. I never went to one of them.
But they have a bunch. And I know I'm missing one. Bonaventure is a good one. That's a Christian school.
Is it really? Is it St. Bonaventure?
Yeah, and it's a Christian school. I'm not a huge fan of that, but like it's a private school, so it's a little bit more expensive. The government doesn't do any aid for it, but it is a really, really highly credible school for sports.
Government? So they don't need the government's aid. They got that fucking Richie Rich church money, you know? They don't need shit.
The church doesn't give money back to their people, though.
No. No, and that's all right. So this is on that topic of the church not giving money back. I was reading an article, because you know how for a while all it was like the Amazon is on fire, the Amazon is on fire. But when Notre Dame burned down, everybody wanted to save it. But
to be fair, it's a lot harder to put out a fire in the Amazon rainforest.
Well, I know, but that's not the point.
Oh, my mother just texted me. Nazareth and St. John Fisher were the two that I forgot.
Nazareth
College, and that's a huge private school around here.
I think I thought there was I think there's a Nazareth in. I went to an IndyCar race in Nazareth. I think it's Pennsylvania, though.
Oh, and I stand corrected. Roberts Wesleyan is known for their nursing and education program. I'm just fucking it up.
Bullshit. Why can't my mom text me all this?
She's watching the stream right now.
You got your mom like telling you all this information. She's writing a script for you.
I know.
trying to make you sound smarter.
At least, like, unlike some articles, I actually credited my source.
There you go.
My mom is the one that gave me that information.
So what I was saying about the Amazon and everything. Well, I was reading how much money got donated to Notre Dame and how much the projected cost was going to be. They over donated by like $300 million.
Holy shit!
I mean, it's just like, and what do you think they're gonna fucking do with it? Nothing. They're gonna take the money. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, it was we got donated $750 million. Oh, and it only cost $300 million to repair. Oh, oops.
Don't get me wrong, and this is absolutely not a knock on religion. It is a knock on the establishment that provides that. Because what if you're religious? Good for you. Like I couldn't connect with it, but there are establishments out there, namely the one that's in Italy that has its own like country basically that does take advantage of their followers. Like they really do. And there's what is it, the Christian church, the non-denominational church here, the guy has like 3 private jets, stuff like
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, that's his name.
Joel Osteen.
But that stuff happens.
And then like during all the disasters, like he wouldn't like his mask to like let homeless people in or something. He's like, oh, sorry guys, I don't know what to tell you. Sucks to suck. Did you shave half your fucking beard?
No, it's just really scruffy. It's just really like.
Oh, okay. The one side looks deep, and the other side.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the way that you're sitting.
I have a colic right here that like kind of makes my. It's like.
I got one right.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh my god, can you see it? I have the same exact one.
No, because your beard is so big. Mine fucking blows. I got.
Oh yeah, yours does stick out a lot further. Holy crap.
So I always have to like shave that, not even shave it, just like buzz that one section.
You know what I do is I take the cover off of my blade and I'll like lightly go across it to get all the stray hairs sticking out. And if I do find like a spot like this spot right here that's sticking out more, like I'll hit it like a couple times to get it down, and I try to keep it so it's like nice and tight. And if I do notice that it's like sticking out further in another, I'll take off like a whole layer. And it won't even look any different. It'll just be like a lot lighter. You know what I mean? I've done a really good job at like mastering the art of beard sculpting.
Yours is bushy enough where you can't see the cowlick. Mine's just like, sup bitches.
I could pull it out and it'll stick out, but I can tuck it in a little bit better.
Yeah. He's a fucking weirdo. I'm supposed to like. I'm sorry. I curse a lot. I mean, I'm not sorry, but do we have the mature audiences?
I was gonna say we have the mature audiences up here. This is your fault for being on this channel.
He walked into the lion's den. So all right. So I think I started saying before. I am going to the movies tonight. So
what are you seeing?
I'm gonna go see It number 2. The second.
I actually, honestly, it wasn't until last week that I realized that they had split it into 2 parts. I thought that it was done after the first one because it never said part 1; it just said It.
Well, I already know how you feel about it because it's not Tim Curry.
I like It. I love the book. I love the movie. The new one I have yet to see. I heard it's a lot more horror based. It's a little less like goofy and a little bit more on like the horror side, which I'm dark. I like that. I'm really excited about that fact. But I'm just a little bit more loyal to Tim Curry. Don't do it. Go see Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw. That's the Fast and Furious movie. That's the one with The Rock and Jason Statham.
I love The Rock.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fucking badass.
As ridiculous as the Fast and Furious movies are, that's like just like my yearly like male movie, like my testosterone filled movie. Like I love the Fast and Furious movie. I used to go and committedly see them once a year, every single year that came out.
When I was younger, I was like, yeah, look at these fucking sweet cars and everything. I just asked Liv. Well, they asked. I mean, because I was gonna do it anyway. But I was like, hey, I was like, you want to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies? She's like, yeah.
There's what, like 8 now, plus the Hobbs and Shaw thing.
I think so. Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, fun fact: Paul Walker's brother, same name as me, born the same year as me, I believe, and is exactly 6 months older than me.
Hold the phone. Am I co-hosting a podcast with a celebrity?
Hang on, let me look it up real quick because I'm pretty.
Imagine it was just a picture of you. You're like,
oh no,
fuck.
I was
his brother.
I was slightly wrong. He was born in '88, but his birthday is June 13th. Mine is the 14th. His first name is Cody, so like mine, and like I thought that was actually really, really cool.
That's pretty funny.
That like he's like what, like every time I tell people just look me up, you'll find me on Facebook. Every time you look me up on Facebook, his is the first fucking like 50 results that pop up.
What a clown! Really, guys stealing your identity.
So
yeah, Liv, we got to watch all of them. I want to watch. I'm gonna look up right now how many Fast and the Furious movies are there. Yeah, I haven't.
You've only seen the first 3. Oh my god, they're so worth seeing. Like
I haven't seen anything past like 4, 5.
Honestly, they jumped the shark after 4, but it's like still so entertaining. I love watching that. I don't know how I feel about Vin Diesel not being in the Hobbs and Shaw one, but the fact that The Rock and Jason Statham is in it, like Jason Statham is like so badass, and in The Rock,
both of them.
I love that they're both in that. It's so cool.
Does it still tie into like the whole universe?
Yeah, it's all the same universe still. Like it's just them two, and I think it's after the events of that, because Jason Statham's character was supposedly dead, but I guess not, so I don't know.
Oh, spoilers!
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh! I think Billy dropped a spoiler on like a 15-year-old movie, and it was Fast and the Furious, and he's like, dude, the movie's like 8 years old. If you haven't seen it by now, you're never gonna see it. I'm like, yeah,
if you haven't seen the 8th Fast and Furious movie, you're obviously not a fan. You're gonna have to spend like 20 years catching up, and so just spoiler alert, I'm gonna say stuff I want to say on here.
Okay, so there's
9 movies apparently.
There's 8 main series, and then this new one's considered a spin-off according to Wikipedia.
Tokyo Drift's not considered a spin-off?
I don't think so.
I'm surprised because that had like no characters except for the Asian dude.
Ludacris.
Oh, is he in this one?
No, I don't know. I just love Ludacris.
I forgot he was in all of those. He's in from like 2 on.
I just think he's funny.
Fuck the police, coming straight from the underground.
Well, so yeah, I definitely want to see that. But yeah, we're gonna see it tonight, and we're gonna. I wholly intend on cooking food and walking in with a backpack full of
like fully prepared food,
sandwiches. Oh my god, potatoes, like everything.
Have you ever seen Broad City?
No, but you told me to watch it, and I almost did the other day.
There's one part where they go into like this really nice theater to watch like a live Broadway show. They all go to sit down, and like this dude like opens up his jacket, and there's like full like 5-course like Asian meal, and she's got like the women have the chopsticks holding up their hair, so they like pull out the chopsticks and they're like eating like a full course meal.
Yeah, that's me and Liv in the movies.
That's like the funniest thing I ever saw.
There's like no security. We'll walk in.
Nobody
cares. All right, so I'm assuming if I walked in with a backpack, they'd probably say something. But like when Liv walks in with a backpack, nobody cares because everyone just like stereotypes.
Yeah.
They're like, white male, school shooter. And I'm like, no, I just like roast beef sandwiches. Jesus. So I just want to eat my fucking mashed potatoes in a movie theater.
That makes me think about the Thanksgiving episode of King of the Hill. When they're like on the plane and like the dogs are barking at the box that has a turkey in it.
Oh yeah.
So they blow the fuck out of it. It's a smoked turkey, you idiot! And he starts like vomiting because they blew up his turkey.
I mean, I'd be pissed too.
I probably would vomit too.
It's like in Bob's Burgers when they just keep ruining the fucking turkey.
Putting it in the toilet.
Yeah. Wasn't it him the whole time?
Yeah, it was. He kept sleepwalking from the allergy pills, and he kept thinking it was Tina. Like, so you put the turkey on the toilet and then just like drop it in. That was a good episode.
that's a show that I absolutely love, but I haven't seen past like season 4, and I didn't realize they've made
it's like season
episodes
8
this whole
now.
Yeah, and you know how excited I am to go back and watch it.
Oh, I know, like, you can binge. I haven't been able to binge it forever.
For me, it's so.
The last thing I binged was the Mick, and I know I told you to watch it, and then like
I never watched it.
It's so good. It's got D, from Always Sunny, but Bob's Burgers. Oh my god, I've been watching it all the way through, and honestly, like that's like almost not quite has replaced my top 1 favorite cartoon,
Futurama.
It's almost replaced Futurama, and the only reason it hasn't is because Futurama has like made itself timeless by referencing old school things. So I guess
it's amazing. Simpsons. All right, so Simpsons.
Yeah.
Anything after season 10's kind of ass. But I'll still watch
Matt
it.
Groening actually didn't do a whole lot with the Simpsons after like '89. Like he did the art and stuff like that, but that was
like the first year it came out.
Yeah, I know.
Season 1, I think like season like 3 through 7 are just absolutely perfect, and that like defines the Simpsons for me.
Yeah.
And everything after that, like I won't watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch an episode from season like 20 or something. But they just gotta hang it up.
I will say this: right around the time that Simpsons hit like their the 25th year or something like that, somebody asked Bart how old he was, and he said 35. And I thought that was the funniest fucking thing I ever heard. Like,
yeah, well, Bobby Hill's like 30. If you look on like Wikipedia, he's supposed to be like 30.
Did you Mike Judge said if he ever were to pick up King of the Hill again, he would do it timeline correct. So like from the time that it ended till the time that he starts the next series, that much time is gonna have elapsed. So Bobby will obviously be like, you know, like in his 20s. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, but I would be really interested to see that continuation.
I would definitely watch it, and there would be so much content that you could like between all the fan theories and everything.
Oh my god,
could totally go like
with Dale actually being a dangerous character, and that's why Boomhauer, the Texas Ranger, was the one chilling out. Though there was one thing that makes a hole in that theory. There was one time where Boomhauer sits there and says, because like they were asking how his parents were doing, he goes, "Yeah, dang old, they won the freaking lottery, man. Moved down to Florida, man. Dang old, never had to work a day in their lives." Like I think that they gave Boomhauer some money so he can just kind of like live however he wants to live because he has a shit ton of money. So that
Wheels Boomhauer.
Yeah, so like he basically just has like that Texas Ranger thing just to like, you know, pick up women or whatever. But I really honestly think that Boomhauer just got money from his parents because you never see his parents because they moved to Florida, obviously.
No, you see old dang old Meemaw.
Oh, dang old Meemaw. What are you saying, Meemaw? I can't understand a dang old word you're saying, man.
She was so funny when he gets the ring for. Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh, dang old, you made me so happy. Oh my god, that reminds me. Patch Boomhauer is actually played by Brad Pitt.
Famous.
Brad Pitt.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was so cool that Brad Pitt did that line.
They have so many cameos.
Drew Carey was Hank's best friend in that one episode where like he finds Hale, I think his name was, the dude that like he was like cheating on his friends with, hanging out with them.
They have the same truck and everything. Yeah, the same haircut. Yeah.
And then oh my god, all the cameos are crazy. And Matthew McConaughey pops up at some point.
He's Rad.
Yeah, Rad Thibodeaux.
Or so Thibodeaux.
My name is Rad Thibodeaux.
I remember when he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, good looking," and Bobby's like, "Hey." Talking to Luann.
Oh my god!
So we're getting wrapped up in cartoons now. Grown ass men can't stop talking about cartoons.
They're good cartoons.
They really are.
I still watch them.
Me too. I watch King of the Hill regularly.
Yeah, me too.
I don't watch The Simpsons.
All right.
I love like the older seasons. I think they're classic. Yeah. I think they paved the way for like not edgy, but
modern adult cartoons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like Family Guy and stuff. Like I don't like Family Guy. I don't really like American Dad.
American Dad is a little bit better, like marginally better than Family Guy. Like I've watched some American Dad and I did chuckle, but Family Guy, I just like the jokes are just too obvious. You know what I mean?
They beat him to death, and they try to be controversial, and
it's too much of a punch in the face. Like it's not subtle enough. Like Futurama and Simpsons, where they have like the subtle references, where you're like. Futurama huge on subtle references. Like there are still references to this day that I'm like, oh shit, that's what it's from. But
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I've just never been a Family Guy person. And fuck, what else? What else is in theater? There's a lot of really good movies in theaters right now. The last
one. Oh my god, I haven't even looked.
Oh, talking about Jason Statham, he was in possibly the greatest movie ever made, The Meg.
I've never seen that. Oh my god,
I love that movie.
I need to watch that.
All right, so I love cheesy shark movies, except Sharknado.
Oh my god, okay, I have to like Sharknado because they did it. They made a movie called Sharknado. Right. I have to. I can't sit here and say it's the best movie ever. I can't even say it's a good movie. But the fact that they made a movie called Sharknado is just amazing. And they made 4 other ones. There's 4 of them.
They made a lot, yeah.
But
they really. They really went in.
I can't.
Like who green lighted that idea? They're like, guys,
the execs at Sci-Fi. Yeah, the execs of a Sci-Fi movie.
Hear me out. Tornadoes with sharks. They're like,
I'm sorry. It was just.
Yep.
I thought it was funny just because it exists. Like I appreciate its existence. Again, I'm not something I would ever like choose to watch. But it was so funny.
I've seen like one on accident.
I've seen the first one. I've seen the first one all the way through, but that was it. But it was still funny as fuck.
Do they have like famous people in that shit too? Is it like Tara Reeves?
Tara Reid's in the first one. I don't know.
Tara Reid. I would say Reeves. Tara Reid.
Keanu Reeves.
Hell yeah.
Christopher Reeves. Hey, what's the opposite of Christopher Walken? Christopher Reeves. Because he's paralyzed.
I get it. Was it like...
That was a bad joke.
Yeah. I'm like trying to make sense of it.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, so you just completely replace the whole first letter with like...
No, Christopher Walken, like Walken. And then Christopher Reeves, who's paralyzed, so not Walken. Whatever. Moving on. Anyway.
At least your heart's in it, kid, you know? You tried like hell. That's all that really matters.
Anyway, yeah, so, Tara Reid's in it. I don't remember any of the other names in it.
I can't even bring myself. Like, can we not talk about Sharknado? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I even like said the word. It's like there's nothing even talking about. That's joke ass movie. But we just saw 47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that horror movies. I know horror movies have become like the staple, like blockbuster. Like there's always like a horror movie out every year.
Well, that's why this was like a horror movie and a shark movie. It was fucking scary. Like I jumped, I screeched. Yeah. I was like, ah! In theater. Like, who was that?
I actually do have a shit ton of horror games in my library right now that I do want to kind of acknowledge at some point.
Me too.
Because I've been so I love horror. I'm so bad at horror games because I'm like afraid to commit to like getting my like head sucked off by like a monster or something like that.
Clip that.
Get my head sucked off. I made the hand motion. Anyway, but you know what I mean. Like, I just
the last one I played was probably like Outlast 2. I played that with Dennis.
Oh god, I played Outlast. I hate.
I played it.
Go ahead.
What's up?
I hate feeling helpless in horror games. Like, I like horror games. Don't get me wrong, but I like to be able to like defend myself a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
So like definitely. Amnesia is another one I had so much trouble playing. I managed to beat it, but like it's just the fact that you have to run away and hide and not be able to defend yourself. Like if you're caught and you can't get into hiding, you're fucking done. So like that was my biggest problem with certain horror games.
I have 2 of the Amnesia games. I've never played them though. But yeah, if they're like Outlast where they're like, here's a camera, have fun. I did like the storyline. It was pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
Jump scares were pretty good. Characters, I don't know. pretty decent. Big Chris, what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
It was good. It was cool. It was something interesting and new. I played through the first and the second one with Dennis. That was like our thing. You know, he would come over and we'd swap off a controller. And
have you ever played any Resident Evils?
No, because I played a little bit of 7.
Because the first 3 were really good. They had like the perfect balance where like you were kind of helpless at first, but you had a way to like kind of build up your inventory, stuff like that. You had to ration out your bullets and stuff like that. Resident Evil 7 was really good. Like I watched a playthrough of it because I couldn't bring myself to buy it because it's still like $60.
I got you if you need it.
So, I got the hookup. I don't know if I could play that after watching the playthrough of it. Like, it's fucking creepy. So creepy. It's like one of the creepiest Resident Evils I've seen. I give them so much credit for going with that style of horror where you can get guns and stuff like that, but you have to ration out your bullets. You do have to run a little bit. You have to plan out like where you're gonna go. You have to sneak and stuff like that. Like, it was a really well balanced game, and like stuff like The Evil Within, which is a Bethesda game, and Bethesda always really does their games really well. So like I liked The Evil Within. I did enjoy playing that.
What else do I just picked up Alan Wake. I think that's a horror game. That might be more psychological.
Oh, psychological games are crazy, man. I questioned my life after that.
I have Alan Wake that I really wanted to play. I picked it up for like $1 on the Steam sale. Speaking of games that I'm going to pick up as soon as it goes on sale, Raft. It is literally a game where
I want that game.
I want it so bad
because it's a co-op game too. So like you and I could like sit down and play the shit out of this game.
Yeah, and well, that's like I'm literally thinking of it just to play with you because you are stuck on. I don't know if you start on an island or you start on like a plank of wood or something, and you have to build a raft out of materials that you forage for. And the sharks attacking you. You're trying to like kill the sharks and everything. It's got a very like goofy, cartoony animation to it, but it just looks so much fun. It's like a survival game. It's like a co-op buddy survival game. It just looks so much fun. I can see it getting old after like playing it a few times, but man, I think the first couple times playing it would be so sick.
It's $20 right now, actually.
Yeah, as soon as it goes down to literally anything, I'll buy it.
It looks like you start on an island. I'm just looking. Oh, you know what these graphics remind me of is like Hello Neighbor and like a lot of those like first person like horror games where you have to kind of like sneak around and like go like sneak into someone's house and find out like mysteries and stuff like that. Like that's what these graphics kind of remind me of.
Like Scooby Doo?
Bendy and the Ink Machine is another one. But yeah, there's like I these graphics do look really similar to stuff that like I've seen before, and I do appreciate the like cartoonier graphics. They're kind of cool.
What will I say? It went downhill for 5 and 6. Even the 5 and 6 were fun. I never played any of them. Liv, have you played?
Resident Evil 4 was Leon, which I was okay with. It was really dark, and I did enjoy it. 5, I played.
Wasn't 2 Leon?
No, 4 was Leon. 1, 2, and 3 were Redfield. Was Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield and all them. 4 was Leon.
Then why could you play in the Resident Evil 2 remake? Why could you play as Leon?
I think that's the remake. I honestly don't remember Leon being in 2. If he wasn't 2, I might have missed it. But I just remember Chris and Claire Redfield and like Albert Wesker and everything. 5 was cool because 5 was like so over the top at some points. Like yeah, there was like survivability aspects to it, but there was like so many like over the top. Like the last boss, like it's just insane. Like how like the kind of like just way that you beat him is just so cool. So like it was just one of those things, I guess. Like I can see why people don't like Resident Evil 5, but I just can see why they do. 6, I never played. 7, I've seen playthroughs of it, so I never had a 2. I don't remember 2 having Leon in it. I only remember 4 having Leon in it. Was he the rookie in 2? Okay, because I vaguely remember the characters. He wasn't in 5. He was absolutely not in 5.
Voiced by
five was Chris Redfield and Sheva, and then it had,
hold on, hold the phone, everyone. We got the list. Voiced by Paul Haddad, and all right. So I'm just gonna tell the games he was in. He was in 2, 4, Dark Side Chronicles, Degeneration, Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah. Okay.
6, Damnation, Vendetta, Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Okay, yeah. So he was in a lot of like the DLCs of stuff, and then like 2 and 4 were his big games. He was not in 5. I know for a fact because when I played the co-op was awesome because you could play as Barry, the mysterious guy from Resident Evil 1 that never really shows up in Resident Evil 1, but he had like the coolest freaking like weapons and shit. And then you could play as Albert Wesker, who could do like that like quick jump rush thing. Like 5 was cool. 5 was like a cool action game. It was more action than it was horror. There was a little horror to it, but it was more action.
I never played any of them. I played a little bit of 7.
I have
part where you're in the garage and you have to kill somebody and then drive the car to them.
Yeah. Oh my god, that 7.
As far as I got.
7 is nuts. 7 is terrifying. Yeah.
Well,
okay. I was gonna say, I was trying so hard to think if I could, like, if he was like a playable character in the co-op version of 5, but I guess not. I have Biohazard, and I want to play that Biohazard / Revelations or whatever. I want to get to that, and I want to play that on our stream channel, but I want to get through Final Fantasy.
Yeah. You're closing in on the end of Final Fantasy X, right?
Yeah. I did really, really, really want to do a completionist playthrough, and
you can't do that on stream. That shit's so boring for people to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I might do like a couple of the optional stuff just to get like some of the good shit that I can use in the final fight. But at the same time, I'm probably gonna end up like finishing the game and then just doing it on my own.
That's what people want to see. People don't want to watch you go and. I'm impressed that you can do it because I can't do that. I'm just like, I'll get the story done. All right, I'm good. Play the game. But yeah, that's what people want to see speed runs. They want to see the entire story in as short a time as possible.
Yeah. Well, I want to get Anima because he's
an Anima
really strong summon, and he's like the strongest summon in the game besides the Maga sisters, but they're really hard to get. I'm not gonna bother getting them.
Are you gonna sneeze?
No, I have to pee really bad.
Oh, go pee. Jeez. My God. I'm dancing over there.
I'll be right back.
You look like you're going to sneeze.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to make fun of him while he's gone.
Yeah, I can hear you still.
He just tripped over all his beer bottles. We were streaming. No, he was streaming the other day, and he's like, I'm going to put up an intermission on the stream. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'll be back in an hour. I'm like, you're gonna leave the stream up for an hour while you're gone? I was like, no. I'm like, oh, please don't do that. I'm like, I'll stream. So I started streaming. He didn't come back for like 3 hours. I want to ask him, Walker, what was the game plan with the intermission? You were just gonna go away for 3 hours and just have 0 viewers in with a big sign that says intermission? Shh. I had to lay down the law on that one. I was like, please don't do that. But we're kind of getting in the groove of recording these episodes live. I'm thinking maybe every 2 weeks or maybe every other episode we'll do live. I don't know. I like doing it. I like doing it both. I like both ways. I like live, but I also really like doing it when we record it. I don't know why. But so he'll be back in a minute. I don't even know what else we got. We should have a lot of other stuff for this episode. We really went off on a fucking recycling tangent. Who's that? Is that Evie there? Let's see. What'd you trip over?
I kicked the beer bottles.
37 of them?
No, there's like a 12-pack of empty beer bottles like in a box right next to me that I forgot to take out of the room.
That's what it sounds like every time I stand up. Actually, my office is super fucking clean right now.
Yeah, my office actually for the most part is pretty clean. I just that was like the last of it that I just hadn't grabbed out yet.
Just kick it out into the hallway.
Yeah.
I was making fun of you for your 3-hour intermission.
It was like 20 minutes. Not even.
It was gonna be 3 hours.
No, it wasn't because I stopped at like 7.
You were gone for 3 hours.
And you said you were going to be on shortly, so I figured I would just bridge that gap.
It was like 6 p.m. and you said PvP at 8. It was a disaster. It was a potential disaster, but crisis was averted. What was the last movie you saw in the theater?
Oh God, Moana.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Shit, it was like 4 years ago.
I know. I don't go to the theaters. I don't like it.
I really like it when there's nobody in the theater. That's why we're going at Sunday at like fucking 10:50 or whatever. Instead, I've had too many bad experiences. You've heard all my rants about fucking scummy people in movie theaters.
Oh yeah, no, there's like half of an episode about that.
I could go off on it like that again. Liv, what are we bringing for food? Do you have anything? Or are we gonna pick up a pizza, walk in with a full pizza?
Let's get like strap Little Caesars to the front of your chest or something.
I've never been to a Little Caesars.
What? Little Caesars is like the best worst pizza you could possibly have.
That's exactly how I describe Papa John's.
Papa John's, I forgot about Papa John's.
Papa John's is like
Papa John's is awful. I don't like Papa John's. Like
Take it back.
Compared to Little Caesars, and we have this place up in Rochester called Salvatore's, and they're like a cheap pizza. They're like a quick cheap pizza that you can get, and they're super good.
Yeah, Liv, that's what I'm saying. What are we bringing? Because I'll walk right in that bitch with a bucket of KFC. I don't care.
A fucking 3-course meal.
Yeah, I'll walk in there with the party pack of Taco Bell, 10 soft tacos.
I will say this though, whatchamacallit, if you get like a decent sized flask and just fill it up, like me and Lizzie have done that before. We'll just bring a couple flasks in, throw them in our pockets and everything, and we got some decent stuff going on.
Yeah, I've actually never owned a flask in my life.
I had it for when I was in the field, because when you're in the field and you don't have alcohol.
When you're defending America, you really want to be drunk as shit.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yes, I was serious.
The Italian MREs actually have shots in them.
Oh my God, that's what we forgot when we were up at your house.
Oh, I still have it. I forgot all about that.
We were. I just forgot about it until right now. So Liv's for since she's known him, and we were actually up at his house, and you even brought it up when we were there. You're like, "Oh, I got an MRE for you." Yeah, and then everyone just completely forgot.
It's still sitting in my garage.
They're good for fucking ever, right?
Yeah,
literally. Probably actually forever.
The MRE's from like 2017. You have like 10 more years before it starts going bad.
I just thought they were a lot longer shelf life than that. So I am gonna start getting
not MREs. You're thinking of like emergency ration packs that last like 25
years.
MREs are mainly for like give them out so you can use them while you're like out in the on deployments and in the field and stuff like that. They'll last a while, but they're not gonna last like as long as like some of the the emergency C rations and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm about to hit you with the thickest segue any podcast has ever seen.
It's already like just blowing my mind.
Yeah. Okay. You ready? I want to start going camping again, so I'm gonna go buy a sleeping bag soon.
we should go camping sometime. Like we always said, we were, but we didn't get a chance to do it this summer. We could probably do it at Bear Mountain, honestly.
Well, I was thinking that too. But you know what really made me think of it is it was like 55 degrees out. I walked outside and just the smell of fall. I was like, I need to go camping ASAP.
I love to wake up in like that environment. Like you wake up, it's nice and cool out. It's not like camping in the middle of July where you're just sweating your ass off.
I hate it. I'd rather camp in the winter than summer.
I'd rather camp like mid fall, early spring, stuff like that, when it's starting to warm up during the day, but it's nice and cool at night. Like those are so nice, especially when you wake up, you walk outside, you make yourself a cup of coffee, and you're just fucking ready to go.
That's it. That's the only time where, like, when I'm camping, I'm like,
oh my
6
god, yeah,
let's fucking go. Now, meanwhile, I slept till fucking 4 p.m. today, but you get me camping, and I'm like, it's a beautiful day. Let's fucking do this.
Well, it's funny. Like, my internal clock for some reason just wants me to wake up at 5 a.m. every single time I go camping, like clockwork.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll walk outside the tent, make sure I don't wake up Lizzie. I'll throw on like a sweatpants or whatever, walk over to cause up at the Thousand Islands where we go camping, we always get a campsite right next to the water. I'll grab the worms, I'll grab my fishing pole, I'll grab like a beer and some like coffee or whatever. And I'll
5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. and I'll crack open a beer, cast out a line, and I pull in some great fish first thing in the morning. Yeah, I pulled in a silver carp like this freaking big. I mean, it wasn't I know silver carp get bigger than that, so it wasn't the biggest silver carp, but it was one of the biggest fish I caught that whole weekend.
Do you eat them? Like, did you cook up fucking fish for breakfast?
Not carp. Carp are just... No? I know people that eat them, and I don't really have a problem with it. Just me personally, I don't eat them. Like, if I were to catch one, I probably wouldn't eat it. I know for silver carp, and I couldn't do it. I feel so bad about this. Silver carp, they say don't release them, keep them out. I just totally released it, and later I realized, I'm like, shit, that was a silver carp.
Why are you supposed to keep them out?
They're an invasive species. They're Chinese carp technically, but they're called silver carp. But they're an invasive species, so they're trying to whatever. It's like snakeheads. Snakeheads are really fun to fish, and they're really good to eat, but they're freaking huge, and they're hard to come by.
That doesn't sound like a friendly fish.
It has a head of a snake. It's really cool looking.
I'd freak the fuck out. I don't like snakes.
I did catch a couple perch that weekend that were decent size enough, and perch, there's no size limit. So any perch I catch, I just take them up, descale them, and then I throw them right on the grill, and they're so freaking good. Perch is the sweetest fish I've ever had.
Swedish fish?
I said it. I knew you were gonna say it.
I can't be stopped.
Oh, the MRE that I have for y'all, and Lizzie has actually been watching an MRE, taste tester on YouTube.
Is it Crazy Russian Hacker?
No, it's not. But
he's the bomb.
She wants that MRE, so I'm told her, I'm like, next time y'all come up, we'll just eat the MRE together.
Damn, we fucked up.
It's a chili with beans MRE. It's the best one you could get.
Liv does love beans.
It's a chili with beans. It generally has a freeze-dried cornbread in it and stuff like that. There's some pretty good stuff in there.
Even the fucking MRE makers know about the cornbread chili, dude. You're slacking.
No, it's not like cornbread. It's like a piece of bread, like a brick of bread that's made with corn base. It doesn't taste like cornbread. It tastes like bread.
Is it yellow?
No.
Well, it's not cornbread.
Yeah, I know. Gotta
get corn muffins.
We always called it cornbread because it was just it was made with cornmeal, and it was the closest thing we could get to cornbread in the field.
I respect it. I've never had an MRE. There's a YouTuber. I haven't seen him around much. But Crazy Russian Hacker. He used to do all that shows. He's so funny, and he just, I don't know. He eats all anything. He does taste tests on even the food that was supposed to last you 40 years and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll actually have full meals and everything. He does a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a guy that we've been watching. He's mulleted. He finds the old MREs with cigarettes in them, and he taste tests the cigarettes in them and everything. He's really cool. Awesome. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Probably Lucky Strikes in there.
Yeah, he has found unfiltered Camels and Lucky Strikes and shit like that. It's really cool. He found a 24-hour MRE pack, and he cracked it open, and there's a whole entire container with 5 cartons of Camels in them. Or 5 packs of Camels, sorry, not 5 cartons. Steve 1989 MRE or something like that. Yeah, I think that was his name. I can't remember. Yeah, it's 1989 MRE or something like that. Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought it was Crazy Russian Hacker.
Yeah, that's the guy Lizzie's been watching. So next time y'all come up, we'll try the MRE together, because you don't want to eat a whole MRE by yourself, because you'll that's what you think. I promise you, if you eat an MRE by yourself, you won't poop for 2 weeks.
That's the dream. That's so efficient.
Efficient is getting up and pooping with enough time to. Efficient is getting up in enough time to poop before you have to go anywhere. That's efficient. Inefficient is getting up, going to work, and then realizing you have to poop 10 minutes after you got into work, so everyone thinks that you're just the pooper. You're the serial pooper.
Serial pooper. Took a shit in one guy's Lucky Charms, and now I'm the serial pooper. First off, if you're not using the bathroom on your work's time, you're fucking up.
It depends on it depends on the work environment you're in too, because like I used to work in a really small office, so like if you like drop the log, everyone in the office heard the plop.
That's funny.
So the last thing you wanted to do was poop in the office. I'd be sitting at my desk, and every once in a while someone would walk by me, and I hear the door shut, and I'm like, and all I hear is bloop, and I'm like, ah, come on. And then they'd leave the door open, and I'd get up, and I'd run into the room, and I'd be like, close the fucking door.
Well, everyone's got different etiquette on what they think airs out a bathroom. Some people say
there's a window in there.
On. Yeah, some people do windows. I'll leave the door open. I don't know.
Crack the goddamn window. Keep the fucking door closed, especially when I'm 2 feet away from the bathroom.
Well, if that's obvious, that should be obvious. If there's a window in the bathroom, crack that bitch.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have an option for like windows or whatever, breathe really fast and it'll filter it. Just kidding.
Ew.
I'm totally kidding.
I don't have any windows in any of my bathrooms.
I usually have poopery with me, like the stuff.
Oh yeah, I've never. That's so weird. I've never seen that until like I went to your house.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It works so well.
I don't care. Well, I'll just take a shit and let it smell. I don't care. I live by myself.
Oh my god, I've had farts that smelled worse than some of my poops. And I shit you not.
I shit you not.
I farted one time when I was laying on the couch, and I thought I pooped my pants because it was like so warm and so smelly. Wow. And I was like, oh crap! I went in the bathroom, I checked, and I was like, oh, I'm good. Which begs the question: do you still wipe?
Absolutely. We've been over this before.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm gonna shut this shit down before. Shut it down once. I don't know why you bring it up. It's fucking disgusting. The answer is yes every single time. Let's move on.
You wipe every time you fart.
I shut this shit down for a reason, because you're just looking for reasons to talk about wiping assholes at this point.
Okay, I'll leave it on this. I wish I had a bidet.
Truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Do they have the ones like on the they have ones on the side too?
They have ones that are like dedicated like bidets, and then they have ones that are like, you know, part
integrated
of like
into the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. I would get one of those ones, honestly.
Yeah, I would want the one that's integrated into the.
Yeah, I don't have enough space in my bathroom. You see my bathroom; it's not big enough for that.
It's fine. It's perfect. Bidets are sweet. The first time I ever saw one was, I think, The Simpsons. When they go to Japan for the scrubbing guy, where Homer's what was that episode?
I can picture the scene with the bidet. I can't.
Yeah, that was the first time I was like, what the fuck is that?
Bidet. First time I ever saw bidet, Rugrats. When they go to Paris, that movie. And they were playing in the toilet, and they turned on the faucet, and it like shot out of the thing.
I don't think I saw that.
They were like, a potty that squirts you back, and that was just like the one thing I remember. Like the first time I ever saw a bidet.
No, I don't think I ever saw that movie. I feel like I was probably a little old at the time, like when they started making the movies and everything.
I also had younger siblings too, so even like when I was past the Rugrats phase, I still saw the Rugrats.
It was still on, yeah. I get that. So I'm just trying to think of like I honestly might just like order Chinese food and bring Chinese food right into the theater.
Do the Broad City thing.
I'm going to
have Liv use like the chopsticks
Liv's on her,
to hold up her hair.
No, not anymore. Liv doesn't even eat meat anymore. I don't know.
I mean, good for her. That's like way better for your colon.
All right, so we did have this talk about, is it for being, it's not, because Liv, I'm going to throw you right under the bus right now. She eats she eats a lot of candy. and a lot of milkshakes and a lot of ice cream.
Dairy is the worst thing to have in that kind of quantity.
Well, that's it's like multiple times with like it's just a lot of ice cream. Then like you can't possibly be doing this to for health reasons. I feel like there's a lot better diets to do for health reasons.
Yeah.
So, because if you do, now not her specifically, but I'm saying like if you do, a lot of people just stop eating meat, but then they don't replace that. Like then they're not getting iron from any meat. They're not getting protein from any meat.
Spinach is a good source of iron for non-meat eaters.
Yeah, spinach and kale. Kale's really good, but
kale's garbage. I like spinach. Kale's
good.
Don't get me wrong.
Kale's superfood.
I'm not gonna shit on kale because it's kale. I'm gonna shit on kale because I don't actually like it. Like
it's a little bit bitter.
I've tried it in like many fashions, and honestly, I'm more on the side of spinach. And like I do eat tofu. Like there are entire meals that I'll have that are just meat free. But I'll have like pork and chicken still. Like I try to avoid red meat because red meat is kind of the worst thing you could have.
If you're eating a fucking steak for dinner every single day, then yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm like obviously like red meat's not like, red meat's not completely cut out. I'm not like trying to like become like the vegetarian or anything like that. But I just try to avoid eating certain things that you shouldn't be eating on a regular basis. I try to keep like a good balance in my diet. So like,
well, that's it. You shouldn't be eating anything on like if anything every fucking day, it's gonna be bad for you.
Exactly. Red meat.
How much protein? How much protein is in your Because she has like the meatless, like meatless chicken stuff tofu? Like that. Meatless. I don't know what it is.
It's probably soybean. Soybean curd is tofu. Like tofu is soybean.
Yeah. Well. Like how much protein is in like a serving of that? They might be just jam packing the shit full of protein.
Well, soybeans have a shit ton of protein in them.
Yeah.
But I guess.
But yeah, you just gotta find like supplements. I've never, I don't know, a million fucking vegans out there. I'm like, you're dumb. You don't know anything about. That's the only thing I talk about. It's my personality. It's become me. Liv's absolutely not like that at all.
Yeah,
I make fun of her for it. She's like she doesn't even. She's very subtle about it. It's very, very refreshing. But then anytime I'm like, oh, big bad vegan, she's like, shut up. I'm like, oh, too good for a fucking hot dog now.
And like, don't get me wrong. I think like reducing the amount of meat like everyone as a nation eats is a good thing because meat is like the biggest damaging to the environment, like the meat industry. But at the same time, like cutting out meat completely would be really hard to do because there are certain things you can only get from meat-based foods.
Like a coli. Oh no, that's not true. You can get a coli from like anything. Remember the Taco Bell incident like 10 years ago?
Lettuce always has E. coli recall on it. Like once a year, I always see lettuce recall or E. coli recall.
What was I thinking of? Was I thinking of salmonella?
Yeah. Taco Bell had a salmonella problem. I forgot about that.
That's like when you eat raw chicken, right? And you're just like, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna die now.
Fungus is not something you should be eating on its own. It's good to have like if you have like a fungus like based meal, but fungus has like very little other than like it doesn't have a variety of vitamins and minerals that you need. It's modified in a lab. But
I mean, honestly, I think the main reason she's doing it is for the animals.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I have chickens. I would never ever butcher my chickens. I love my chickens. But at the
what? Oh my god! Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. No, those things will. Those bitches will die of old age or animal attack. I would be the last person to slaughter a chicken. I don't like killing things.
If you ran out of food, you're telling me you wouldn't kill a chicken?
Well, yeah, but that's like worst case scenario. Like zombie apocalypse happens. Yeah, I would probably fucking kill my chickens and throw.
Okay, there we go. That's all I wanted to hear.
One at a time, but I couldn't do it.
Do you have like ones that you would kill last?
Yeah, my Lucy, my Rhode Island Red, the one I've had for like 2 years now.
How long do chickens live?
Like 8 years, I think. 6 years.
Oh, really?
6, 8 years, something like that. I think they live.
I eat Morningstar and gardening.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I was gonna go vegetarian or like vegan or anything, I wouldn't. I feel like I would just cook my own shit. But it's hard. It's hard to cook your own stuff every day. Like
the thing is, like, if I were to go vegetarian, it wouldn't be for the animals. It would be for the fight against the meat industry. Like, because since like I said, the meat industry is like the biggest pollutant in the world right now. Like, that would be the only reason I would go vegetarian. I was like, I just don't want to be a part of this problem that like the world has right now. Like,
meat means murder.
I don't care about that so much. I couldn't personally do it, and you know, like I can't raise something and then just be like, oh, you're dead now.
No, me neither. People are wild like that. I don't think that. I've never gone hunting. So I
have gone. I have gone hunting before, and it's a little different, but I do feel that like twinge of guilt for like just like killing something. But at the same time, deer really like, especially in New York, I will say this. And I'll advocate hunting a little bit on this because, there used to be gray wolves in New York, but human population has kind of driven them out. So deer have no natural enemies now. So they're kind of just like over thriving. So hunting not only helps you because you get like pounds and pounds of free meat, but it also gets
venison.
But it also gets rid of that deer population. It's actually hurting them. Like the more deer they are, hurt themselves. Because think about it: if you had like 500 people eating all the same source within like a 50-acre span, that food's gonna run out quickly.
Everyone better turn to vegetarian and start eating fucking grass.
Yeah, but then the deer would get overpopulated, and they would eat all our food.
And whose fault is this?
It's our fault. I mean, it's still our fault.
Everything's our fault. And now we're trying to rectify it with like hilarious. Well, we fucked everything up, so now we kill a bunch more shit. We should balance it out. But like, what do you know? What can you possibly do? You can't possibly do anything about that.
This is the best solution we have. And to be fair, deer have been like deer's natural predators were humans as well as wolves for long time. Like think about the Indians; they've been here forever hunting deer. So the deer have had natural predators within the human population for thousands of years.
That's for food, though. The Indians weren't out blowing a deer's head off and hanging the antlers on the. I mean, they may have been. I don't know.
But what I'm saying, is, yeah, it's cool as a sport, but at the same time, like there is like a vastly huge population that just doesn't hunt anymore. So the deer are just now thriving because what once was a natural predator is only like a selective predator. Every once in a while you'll get people that'll kill deer, but most of the time, like the hunters are just so scarce nowadays.
Why don't we just airdrop a couple fucking wolves in that bitch? You know what I'm saying?
I think they did that. They have tried to reintroduce wolves. They've migrated all north.
They go to Canada because it's colder, right?
Yeah. And they're not capitalist.
And they get free health care.
Even the wolves are leaving.
Wolves are like, fuck, I got shot. I can't afford it. They're like, no, don't worry. We'll go to Canada. It's free there. Fuck. Yeah, there was... I forget where, but they definitely... That's where they literally airdropped like a pack of gray wolves into like a state park or something.
I think it was New York, because I do remember hearing about that. And do you remember like them trying to reintroduce gray wolves back into our population, and like the wolves were just like, I don't want to be anywhere I don't want any part of New York.
We gotta get fucking bears that'll eat some deer.
We have a big bear population where we're at, but bears aren't equipped to attack deer because deer can run so much faster than bear.
Like bears are pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, but think about how fast deer are.
Like you gotta get the drop on them.
Bears gotta lumber around those big old bodies, and then like they got deer that are like 100-something pounds. They could just like sprint and dart and dodge through everything. Like, yeah, I'm sure a bear will kill a deer every once in a while, but that can't be their main source of food. There's a reason why they go for like fish. It's a little bit easier for them.
Just hang out there and slap a fucking salmon out of the river.
Just bitch slap that salmon out of the bank.
Pimp slap a salmon 30 miles. No, yeah, I don't know. I never really was. I'm not against hunting. I'm not for hunting. I think hunting to actually eat it and using all the parts of the animal, I think that's great. I think just killing a deer to kill a deer is a little, little serial killer-ish, hang the fucking head on your wall.
I will say this: I think there are more hunters out there that hunt for the meat than there are for the trophy. I think the ones that hunt for the trophy are a lot of the more upper class people that are like,
who don't eat it.
Yeah. So, but like, I think there are more hunters that are just going out there for the meat. So, like, I'll advocate for hunting. I think it's a necessary thing, but at the same time, I wouldn't go out and do it anymore. I don't have time. I don't have the patience to do it. Good for you if you're a hunter. If you're not a hunter, just understand what the other side is doing. Because I've heard both sides say like, "Oh, you gotta hunt for your meat, be a fucking man," and I heard the other side saying like, "Oh, don't kill the fucking deer. The deer like haven't done anything to you." Like, listen to both sides. Like, there's a reason why we hunt. Like, I mean, think about it.
Population control is important.
Exactly, especially since like we are really like one of the only natural predators that deer have had.
Oh, that's just we just come in here, fucking big dumb Americans with fucking bucket of fried chicken and a shotgun, and the other hand, fucking kicking the fucking door, be like, "You going down today, bitches?" Fucking poor deer, fucking fat, stupid Americans, fucking serial killer motherfuckers just trying to kill shit. People fucking wild. I met some real fucking weirdos, but for the most part, I think hunting for meat, population control. The only thing I don't like is where I used to live, up north more. They did a bear hunt, and I'm like, nah.
Well, yeah. Okay, trapping is inhumane, disgusting, and I will never, ever, ever support trapping with the fucking bear trap where they use the little bear traps and like it grabs onto their fucking leg and they just sit there suffering until you fucking decide to go out there and kill it yourself. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Like, get rid of trapping. Trapping, like, unless you're using a humane trap and you're going out there every day so they're not like just sitting there starving to death. Like, fuck that. Like, absolutely.
My dad had a raccoon under their house. Well, first there was a cat that was under there, and they were trying to catch the cat. And just be like, whose fucking cat? I don't know. No, was he trying to catch the cat? I don't know. No, I think he was trying to catch a raccoon. I don't know what the fuck was going on under his house, but it was like a shore house, so it was like lifted up, so there's a big, just a big space underneath.
Yeah.
I go down there, I go hang out with him. He's like, "Hey, you want to come with me to go release this raccoon?" I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, I got a raccoon in the back of my truck right now." I'm like, "What the fuck?" He shows me this big fat raccoon, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, I usually bring him to the Wawa down the road and release them." My dad's out there fucking releasing fat raccoons into the Wawa parking lot in the middle of the night, and we're just sitting there. He's like, "Yeah, fuck it." He just went in the middle of the road, released it, and the raccoon just ran into the neighbor's yard. I'm like, you went through all that trouble to catch a raccoon just to release it 4 feet from where you caught it, and you don't think he's gonna come back? It was just so.
He knows where he's got to go. Raccoon are smart too. You cannot trap a raccoon, let it go, and then hope it won't, and then hope it'll get caught again.
Like, I don't know. Like, no, this raccoon got caught like 3 fucking times with a can of cat.
Really? Because like,
fat and dumb.
I've seen videos of like people like setting up these raccoon traps, catching them, and then re-releasing them back out, hoping that like trap would scare them. But then they come back and they figure out how to get the shit out of the trap. Like, some raccoons are super fucking smart.
Now this is one of those like an angle thing where like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that like comes down like that, like at an angle like that.
You walk in like this, and then it shuts behind you.
Yeah, I see. I know what you're talking about.
Dumb raccoon. It's funny though, because I don't know. I like, and I feel like that's compassionate. That's not like, we got a raccoon problem, let's go snap some fucking necks. My dad's like, fuck it, let Wawa deal with it.
What we used to do, and like one of the big things we had a problem with, in we never killed them, but like woodchucks or groundhogs or like like the little fucking brown
gophers, whatever they're. I don't know. I don't know the difference.
They're called something fucking different in like every place. we used to have a big problem with that because they would burrow right next to our foundation of our barn, and the foundation would start to sag because of the
shit.
So what we used to do is we used to throw smoke bombs in there and like smoke them out, and then we would like like grab them in a sack and like bring them all the way out, like hop on the 3-wheeler, drive them all the way to like 400 or 500 acres or like away, drop them off, and then just drive back. Yeah. We used to keep them like as far away as possible. We never really killed them. My grandpa was the one that killed them. I couldn't do it though.
I think my dad actually was going to bring the raccoon up north, where they live. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, raccoons are pretty good if you have them in a safe area on your property. Like, I liked having the raccoons because they took care of the mouse problem, and they didn't get into our shit as much as the mice did.
Yeah, we had my when I used to live in my parents' basement not too long ago, there was a mouse problem, but like it wasn't even like it wasn't even like my fault. But everyone wants to blame. Oh, you left the fucking you left to plate of food out. That's why we have mice.
People like to find blame in other people. They don't want to admit that it's just something that happens. Like our bee problem. Like we have a bunch of yellow jackets in our laundry room right now. Can't get rid of them. I've sprayed a billion times. I can't find the fucking nest, so I can't kill the queen. So like I've been going down there, spraying them down, waiting a couple minutes, going in there, doing my laundry real quick, and running back upstairs. Like. But there's nothing I can say like, oh, we left the window open. Oh, fuck, we did this. Like,
they'll find a way in.
They found a way in, and I don't know where they found a way in, and I've been having such a problem with like finding out where the fuck they got in.
I used to have so when I was growing up, had 2 cats. Just a year or 2 ago, we had to put one of them down, but he was the fucking man. He killed every single mouse he saw. Wild fucking animal, no matter what, no matter where it was. He'd hunt it, he'd find it, and he'd kill it. And so now, we had to put him down a couple years ago. My other cat couldn't give a flying fuck less. She's just, you put a mouse right in front of her, she'd be like, what do you want me to do? So now we have all these fucking mice and everything, because there was a bag of birdseed behind the bar, and I guess like a chipmunk got into it.
Oh, God, that's
worse. There was a chipmunk living in my fucking basement. His name was Henry. He was pretty cool. Never really messed with me. But yeah, we lost the good mousing cat, and we're left with Cricket, who hasn't killed a goddamn thing in her life.
We have 2 cats, and actually, like the first year that we moved in and we got chickens and everything, we had a huge problem with like weasels and stuff getting in there.
They're called Fisher cats, okay? So just
they're called Fisher cats, but like they're weasels. But we had a huge issue with them like coming in and killing our chickens. So fast forward a year later, we managed to save 1 chicken out of like the 7 that we bought.
That sucks.
And
I mean, it's good that you were able to save 1. But
yeah,
is that Lucy?
Yeah, that's Lucy. That's the one that I've had forever. And I actually saved her from an attack. Like something grabbed her and pulled her out of the pen and everything. And I found her and I caught the thing and I threw it into the bushes and I grabbed onto Lucy and I brought her inside and I nursed her back to health. So she's like picture of health and everything. So she's good to go. But after that,
lived a rough life.
After that year, oh my God, and she's like so spoiled now. After like fast forward a year later, the cats, like the presence of our cats plus like the 2 cats that my neighbor has and the 1 cat that my other neighbor has.
Other Rusty?
Other Rusty. Yeah, there's 1 cat on the property that looks exactly like my cat. I think my cats are the biggest mice killers or the biggest rodent killers because when I first moved in, we had a huge problem. Like we saw raccoons all the time, we saw possum all the time, we saw Fisher cats all the time, but like now after a year of those cats just like kind of establishing their territory, don't really see them. And I will attribute a little bit of that to Hans because the big old Great Dane marking his territory around the property, nothing really wants to come onto our property.
Hey, big boy.
But this one actually, Steve, he's asleep. My border collie, she's a mixed breed between a Schipperke and Schipperke are mice killers. They used to bring them on the boats to kill mice. This one kills more than anything else.
Really?
Yeah, I see her go after everything. Like, the only thing we have left on the property is rabbits, and that's just because she won't go in the bushes whenever the rabbits run into the bushes.
She's young Mopsy is on. You can see her right.
Yeah,
right there.
She's a sleeping dog right there.
Yeah, she's just hanging out on the couch, hanging out. She doesn't give a shit. She lets me know when she thinks someone's at the door. Amazing guard dog, but I don't know. I never really saw dogs as like rodent killers. And where I live,
this one
it's really nice.
Me.
I haven't seen a single rodent. I've been here through winter and now through summer, and the only thing I did a bit of an issue with was completely unrelated. Briefly, right next to my kitchen sink.
Yeah,
and then I just put a couple. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And then I just put a couple ant traps out.
Do you remember? I think a couple months after we started doing the podcast, I was saying like I was always finding ants like on my desk, and I like deep cleaned my desk, and I was still finding them, and like out of nowhere after like I put like a little like one of those like tapes that catches ants and everything like on the side of my desk. I haven't seen them since, and like I started seeing them in my kitchen, and so I put another one of those tapes near there. I haven't seen them since. I didn't catch many with the tape, but like they just stopped showing up after that. So yeah. I mean, that was a crisis averted.
Yeah, I get the little disc things where they go in and like they eat the poison. They bring it back to their.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I like those ones a little. Like, oh my god, when we were in Georgia, the second we moved in the house, we weren't even in that house for a week, and we had a roach problem. Yeah, they were fucking everywhere. I bought like 5 roach motels, and I threw them all over like the kitchen and everything, and they were still showing up. Like no matter what we did, they were still just fucking showing up. So one of those days, like I grabbed the microwave, and I like flipped it over, shook it, and like a couple of them fell out. So I took apart the microwave, and there was like a couple in there, and I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting. So I like deep cleaned the microwave, put it back together, like got rid of the roaches. They're still showing up, so I'm like, where the fuck are these roaches? So one day I went to go like clean the crumb trap in the toaster. I can't even describe to you how fucking disgusted I was. I pulled that freaking crumb trap out, and like 50 of them just went and scattered everywhere.
I'd leave.
I grabbed that fucking toaster and chucked it outside. I like sprayed every corner of the house. I put that like little foam that like they get into and they can't get out of.
Is this a military base?
No, this is like just outside of the military base. But
it was military housing though, right?
Yeah.
What the thanks America.
Absolutely. You're really fucking disgusting. And solid. Like I deep cleaned the fridge. I got rid of the toaster because I'm like, I'm not even saving that. I don't want to know what's in it. Even if I deep cleaned it, it's too hard to get into like the little crevices, and I just don't want like roach poop on my stuff. So I
feel like that's not asking too much, you know. I feel like that's like the bare minimum of existing. Because I don't want roach shit on me.
So I called the landlord or whatever they call it, and I was like, hey, we have a fucking roach infestation. I found the location, but is there any way we could get someone in here to like, like hit the corners, find any like roach nests, stuff like that? And they're like, yeah, we'll get right on it. Like 2 weeks later, like I'm like, I'm combating these roaches left and right. Like I'm finally getting blah, blah, blah. This guy finally shows up. He's like, I don't see any roach nests. I'm like, yeah, because I fucking took care of them all.
Killed everyone.
I went through and I was using like a vacuum, and I was sucking up all these roaches out of like the corners. I was like using like these like I was like wrapping like the roach tape around my hands. I was going like this to catch every single roach. Like I eradicated that whole population in the 2 weeks it fucking took them to come and clean out my roach infestation. Like fucking ridiculous, man. Roaches are no joke. Roaches will ruin a house.
Yeah, I'm good. If I ever saw roaches, I'm like, we're moving.
Yeah.
See ya.
The problem, like, we couldn't move. Like, there was no option. We had no way of moving. So, like, we had to like, kind of work through it. And, like, poor Lizzie, like, just hated that. And then, like...
Well, any normal person would hate that.
Well, yeah, I just felt bad for her because she had just moved down from New York down to Georgia for me. And now we're in a roach-infested house. And, like, we had a problem with them in the barracks. But in the barracks, there were officers that hung around there, and the officers didn't want to deal with the roaches, so they called the exterminators, like big dick exterminators. So like they would be able to eradicate the roach population no problem. But I was used to seeing them, so when they popped up, I was like, oh fuck, well I got to do this all myself because no one's gonna motivate themselves to come and help me.
I'm going there with a fucking flamethrower, burn the whole fucking house down. Yeah, but I don't know what happened. Sorry.
I almost did. Just like, oops, I dropped a flammable canister in the middle of the floor.
Oops, I emptied a 5-gallon can of gasoline.
Yeah, seriously, it was so bad. It was so bad.
I'm still looking at these water dispensers.
I can't decide. Yeah, I know it. I can't decide if I'd rather have a rodent infestation or a bug infestation. I feel like with rodents, it's easier to find them and take care of them. With bugs, they can hide in fucking like the littlest spots.
And I do feel bad I don't like to, if I find, I will bring it outside and throw it outside. Yeah. I got no mercy killing most bugs.
So I will say this, the spider population in my area is super nice because they post up on every corner of our house. They post up like in our windows and stuff like that. Never have a problem with bugs.
They eat like everything.
Other than the crawling ones, like the only fluke we had was the yellow jackets. This is the first year we had a problem with that. Like the spiders, like like they filter out everything. You don't get a whole lot of gnats. You don't get any like flies, stuff like that. Like it's
pretty good.
It's super nice.
Yeah, I try not to kill spiders.
I do my best. Yeah.
But sometimes, like if they're inside, like if they're in my, I've seen like one in my house. Yeah. And I killed it because I panicked.
They don't really ever get into our house. There was one time though. Lizzie had our reusable shopping bags in the backseat of her car, and from the backseat of her car into our house, she set them on like our chair. The next day we came out and there was like a burrowing spider's nest in like the reusable bags. So we're like, oh my god, how did that happen? So I'm sitting there and I'm pulling out the web, trying to find the spider, making sure I don't kill it or anything like that. Because burrowing spiders are so great. They're like the perfect for ground bugs. So I finally found this bastard. He's like this freaking big. He's like quarter size, like
that scares
including his legs. He was fucking massive. So I grabbed him and I grabbed the whole bag and I kind of shook him out onto the side, and he's got a big ass nest next to my egress window, which is perfect because that's where a lot of the ground insects come in from. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was cool.
I tried to one time, not when I lived here, but I was using the bathroom and I look down and I see there's a spider, and I get a little. I'm very afraid of spiders. They just freak me the fuck out. Yeah. But I don't like to kill them. So I tried to safely. I see the big like sack on the end of it.
Oh shit!
Or something. Yeah. So I go to like scoop it with something. The fucking sack breaks open. Thousands of little fucking spiders. I was like, ah! Dude, I went and I got like fucking stove cleaner, and I'm like, like fucking Rambo down there. Like I was trying to do a nice thing, and by like releasing the spider, I ended up killing fucking thousands of its babies. I'm like, try to do something nice. I specifically remember it was like oven or stove cleaner. And then I'm just like, well, that backfired. Scared the shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's actually really funny because I've done stuff like that before where I'm like, oh, I'll help this little spider move, and then all of a sudden like 1,000 of them fly up from like a corner, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and I like start like swinging around, like start smacking them all and everything.
Not much you can do. It sucks. It sucks to be like afraid. Like I'm very afraid of snakes and spiders. Really, that's what. Like I'm more afraid of a spider than I am a bear.
I can't say I'm afraid of stuff like that. The only thing I can really say I'm afraid of is heights. Like I can't even rationalize it because it's like I get up like 2 feet off the ground, I start to shake a little bit. Like I don't like heights at all. I don't know why. I get like this vertigo like the second I get up in the air. But spiders, bees, anything like that, I have no problem. Bees, I have to be a little bit concerned about because I am allergic. But I'm not really afraid of them. I'm more like cautious of them.
Would you do like a cliff jump? Like a 25-foot cliff jump into water? Are you serious? You wouldn't?
No.
What if it was at like a fucking like amusement park? I will safety and
no, because like actually funny story. I have done a cliff jump before. When I was like 11 or 12, we went on a whitewater rafting trip, and like we got to this little like calm part, and the guy's like, there's this big rock right here if you want to jump off of it. So we're climbing up, and I'm not really appreciating like how high I am, and people are jumping off, having fun and everything, and I didn't get to the edge. I was still just like a little bit far back. So without even thinking, I was like, all right, I'm next to go. Everyone's like, come on, let's go. I run. Before I realized how high I was already like stumbling over the edge, and I like fell straight down, and I was like, oh god. I like went into a field position, like cannonballed in, and I was so fucking scared. I almost drowned because I did not want to move. I was like, it just terrified me. And
that just sounds like you're fucking dumb, dude. You didn't look at it before you jumped.
No, because I didn't have a fear of heights. I didn't think about it. Like I was just like,
is that what ruined you right there?
Yeah, like from that day on, like I'm just like so terrified. That falling sensation. Have you ever fallen before from like a really high height? Like
I've jumped. I've like done cliff jumps and shit.
Like this thing was probably like 20 feet. Like it wasn't that high, but it was 20 feet. Like you hit the water, you felt it when you hit the water. Mm-hmm. But like just I that sudden like come to Jesus moment where I was like, oh fuck, I'm falling down a fucking cliff. Like that just terrified me at 12 years old. Like
yeah, that could be tough.
It terrified me a little bit, so like I couldn't do it after that. And then like I tried to face my fear. I'm one of those people, like if I know something's wrong with me, I'll try to face it. I did cliff jumping at the Thousand Islands. They have like a couple spots where you can cliff jump off, and they're like 10-15 feet or whatever. So like I would just like not think about it. I'd look over the edge and then walk back and not look at the edge again. I know exactly where I was gonna jump, exactly how I was gonna do it. Jump off, jump in, blah blah blah. And I was getting better at it. And then when I started doing construction, I started working on roofs on like the unstable ground before you put like the plywood on and everything. I've like fucking lost it. I was like, no,
wow, I will do. You're so accident prone. Every single time you come on Discord, you'd have a different finger would be broken. Fucking everything is sliced up and everything. I did construction for 7 years and I had like no fucking injuries. You're like every other day.
I never hurt myself doing construction. It was always when I got super complacent and just kind of like, it's like I got this. Like when I'm in construction, I'm super cautious. I've never hurt myself doing construction work, other than like like the occasional like banged and bruise or whatever because like something like whacked you or something like that. That's fine. But I've like I have fucked myself up more from just doing casual yard work than I have doing anything else in my life.
Yeah, I think I get hurt because I do dumb shit.
Exactly. It's not when you're expecting it, it's when you're not.
Well, I don't know. I used to ride a lot of mountain bikes and do like gnarly downhill mountain biking and shit. So like you're gonna get hurt eventually.
So you're expecting it. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're out in the backyard, if like I remember I was trying to like break loose Hans's like runner so I could move it because like the little clip thing was stuck. I was using a knife and I was prying it open and it was working, but I went like this really fast and I cut myself along like all 4 of my fingers across, and it like bled like profusely. And like that was like I was not expecting that to happen. I was just like, this is just easy shit. And like
always cut towards your partner.
I was cutting towards like the inner circle, but it slipped out. Like I was going like this and I was so close and I was like really like kind of wrenching on it because I was like trying to just get it to break free. And man, I tell you what, since that day, like I really don't even use knives anymore because I'm like so afraid of it. Like when I'm cooking, like I'll cut as little as I can, as little as I have to. And if I'm cutting, my hand is
sounds like you a bitch.
My hand is like over here when I'm cutting. I've had way too many like serious injuries. I've never really like.
Yeah, it sounds like from being fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So I become
so just learn better techniques.
So you become more cautious. Like I can still cut up vegetables and stuff like that. I still do everything. I just become way more cautious about it.
Yeah, everyone's all willy-nilly until they slice themselves, and then you gotta really really just don't get complacent. Just you really just have to respect the fact that knives can really hurt you.
Like bread knives, like like the really sharp bread knives they use to cut like bagels in half and stuff like that. I still have a scar on my finger from it. I was cutting a bagel and I like cut so fast and like so far down, and I didn't think this knife was gonna be that sharp because we never really had sharp knives. So I cut down, I cut all the way down to my bone on my pointer finger, and I had to get stitches and everything on it.
That's pretty fucked.
Yeah. So now, like, I have more of an appreciation for these things now. You know what I mean?
You have to. I always, because like, I got live a couple really, really, really understand, because you know what, if you can get rid of that first time where you cut yourself really fucking bad,
the anxiety's gone.
Yeah, like, I'd rather be able to verbally teach someone how horrible it can be than have them have to go through it. So I'm like, Liv, you just gotta really respect the knife. You gotta be super careful.
Yeah.
When you're closing it. Never like, don't, if you have it in your hand, always recognize you have it in your hand. Because I enjoy knives. I've always always carry a knife with me. I think they're useful.
I usually carry like a utility like thing with me, like ones that has like the pliers and like the knives and the saw and everything. I usually always have something like that with me because it has like a Phillips head and a flathead. Like, I mean, when there's been many a times where I've been out somewhere and been like, oh, does anyone have this? I'm like, oh yeah, and I got the shit right in my pocket. Like,
I've lost my multi-tool, and I'm trying to I think the last time I saw it was when you were down here I think I told you, and then you tossed it back on the couch. Like, I think you gave it back to me. And
I do remember, because I remember you showed it to me, and I remember looking at it, and like I closed it all up, and I went to go hand it back to you, but you were so far away. Like, I think I tossed it to you.
Yeah,
and like,
so I don't know where it went, and I missed it. I think I actually had to go out and buy needle nose pliers just because I couldn't find that. I gotta go.
I do have a set of pliers, like multiple pliers, but I do have like I have a set of like the tiny like computer ones where you have to like where you can like strip like small wires and everything like that.
Yes.
But I do have a full set of like actual pliers because the multi-tools are nice. They can do a lot of stuff, but there are some instances, especially when you're at home, when you're doing like really specific things, like when I was having to redo the wiring for my internet because it was only wired to one room in my house.
That's all you need.
Yeah, but it was wired to the basement. That's where I would have had
an office down there.
The thing is that's where I would have had to put the Ethernet, or that's where I would have had to put the router, and that wouldn't have worked because we watch TV and everything upstairs, and like it just so now it's like 2 feet away from me over here because I'm upstairs now. I'm like right outside of my living room.
It's more practical that you got the TV there, you got your bedroom and everything.
Yeah, and it's like more central to the house, you know what I mean? Like, and Lizzie, because Lizzie moved all of her like computer stuff downstairs. I actually took like 100-foot Ethernet cord and ran it like up in the walls and everything all the way down to her computer.
Nice.
So it's completely invisible, other than like the 3 feet that sticks out from the wall.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're gonna have that.
Yeah,
you do your best to hide it, but if you can't, who cares,
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm flashing.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been doing it that bad, but
it just suddenly started doing it. That's weird. Yeah, no, like that. I love doing little projects like that, and that's why I ended up buying like all those like extra tools and everything because I wanted to be able to like splice and move and everything like that. And I finally got it set up, and God forbid I ever have to do it again because I did it once and I don't remember how to do it. So if I ever have to do it again, I'd have to do some more research.
I still have all my tools from when I was an electrician, which really come in handy to have like a full. It's not like a huge toolbox, but I basically have everything. I just so happen to have lost my needle nose pliers over the years, so I just got a shitty cheap pair because I just need them to take the to replace the handlebars on my bike.
Oh yeah.
Because the brakes are fucking weird on this one.
I told you I had to replace the master cylinder on my motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do because like it's one thing to bleed the brakes on a car, and like it's kind of it's hard because you have to keep getting out and in and out and in and out, but like on the motorcycle, like it's trying to distribute it to two different like nipples on the end of the brake on the end of the brake pad. So like you have to unscrew them both, squeeze, screw them both back in, with one hand screw them both back in, make sure they're tight enough, let go, then like squeeze, unscrew them both, let it bleed out. Like that was like one of the hardest like car projects I've ever had to do, and I've replaced a lot of shit on my cars.
I feel like you. Wait, on the you're talking about doing on the car and your motorcycle?
On the motorcycle, like like in total, like any sort of motor vehicle I've ever had to work on, like my bike has always been like the hardest one because it's hard to find parts, number one, and it's also really hard to like get through some of like the wiring and everything because it's super simple, and some of the new parts you buy that aren't exactly stock, you kind of have to like rig to it. You have to find a way to like get it to work. So you have to like at some point you have to kind of settle for like good enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
I bled tons of brakes on motorcycles and a hydraulic because on my mountain bikes, hydraulic disc brakes.
Hydraulic is way better. I had pneumatic brakes. I had the DOT3 brake fluid, you know, the like the pressure brakes. And those ones are hard because they get air in them really easily.
Pneumatic air? No, that's hydraulic.
No, hydraulic is different than DOT3 brake fluid. That's not hydraulic.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not. Hydraulic
it's fucking
brakes...
mineral oil. Hydraulic means it uses liquid. Pneumatic means it uses air. You don't fucking... Hydraulic is liquid pumping through to compress your calipers. It was a disc brake, right?
No, it wasn't a disc brake. It was a brake pad.
What did it clamp onto?
Hydraulic brakes.
It's all right.
I've had disc brakes. Pneumatic brakes. I mean...
Oh, what, did you just read that I was right, and now you're gonna try to fucking spin it another way? Just say, Eric, you're fucking...
No, I mean, like, hydraulic... the hydraulic brakes that I know are from my tractor, and they were actually, like, hydraulic, like, you know, like, the tube or whatever. That, like, when you press it down, it, like, extends out a tube, like, you know, with, like, the front loaders and everything. That's the kind of hydraulic...
No, I don't, because I've never fucking done brakes on a tractor. I've done brakes on bikes, but
are you aware of hydraulic stuff? Like, you know, like backhoes where they have the big-ass beam that, like, compresses and everything? Yes. Those are the kind of brakes we use on our tractor. That's what I thought was hydraulic brakes. I didn't realize they were both the same thing. I thought there was two different types of brakes.
Boy, don't get sassy with me. Just say, Eric, you know what, you were right.
You're not right, because hydraulic fluid for that is completely different. It's way thicker than DOT3 or DOT4 or DOT5.
It's all fucking like mineral oil.
No, it isn't. Not hydraulic.
Different brakes need different things. You are... Okay, Walker.
Hydraulic fluid is very viscous. Way more viscous.
Hey. Yeah, and depending on the application, you different oil.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in my experience, what we called hydraulic fluid was like that super greasy fucking stuff that used to stuff into like the pistons of hydraulics, not the stuff that you put in brake fluid. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying this is what I knew.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Those two words, baby. Ooh, you know I love that. That's it. You're right. That's all I wanted to hear. We can now move on.
That's just what I learned. I just didn't know that. Like, this is like the aspect that I was not aware of, because the hydraulic fluid that I've used is way thicker than the hydraulic fluid that is DOT3 or DOT4, whatever brake fluid the fuck you use. Like, it's way thinner.
Well, yeah, it all depends on the application. You know, how big of a fucking thing are you trying to stop? You know, what are you doing with it? Are you using it to stop? But yeah, there are hydraulic systems.
I guess the word hydraulics I was like not really thinking about. If you break it down, hydraulics is just liquid pressure. Hydro. Yeah. Like, yeah. I guess that was my fault. Like, I was not putting two and two together on that one. Yeah, fuck you smug bastard.
There's very few things that I know I'm right about, so when I really know I can lay down some fucking information, I really like to bask in the glory of it, you know?
Yeah, but you gotta let me get to that point. I gotta, like, cause like I what I've learned is...
Are you asking me to be nice to you?
No, fuck you.
Are you asking me not to gloat and bask in the glory of my wonderful victories?
I'm always nice to you.
Well,
that's not true at all. Actually, whenever me and Joe get together, it's a fucking shit fest against you.
It's all right. I can take it. You know?
I know. That's so funny. Yeah, no, it's okay. Shit on me for that. That was my uneducated redneck moment of the day.
Yeah. That's it. You're only allowed one per day.
Yeah, I won't do it again. I promise. If I don't know something, I'm just gonna quietly back away from it.
I should have bet you. I bet you on something else before, and before we even you were so ready to bet, look as we were gonna bet, and then you're like, you know what? Nah, never mind. I forget what it was.
I don't think you were exactly right on that one though.
On what?
I don't remember.
I definitely was. Definitely was.
Stop trying to think you're right. Shut the fuck up.
all 2 times I've been right in my. Geez, sorry.
I don't know. You're more right than I am most of the time, to be fair.
That's what I like to hear. What are you drinking? What do you got? What do you got now?
Oh, I got the Oktoberfest.
Oh my god, how is it?
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good. Like, let's change gears back to beer, because beer is what we're good at.
Yeah, not hydraulic brakes.
Yeah, apparently. One half of us knows what we're talking about.
Wow.
No, this is a really good Oktoberfest beer, and like considering that before I got this, I was trying to drink other Oktoberfests until I saw this again. I will say this is like on par, if not better. Sorry, than some of the Oktoberfests that I have. I got hiccups and a burp.
The GURP.
God damn it! I get all of a sudden the air just started like pushing its way out.
Would you call it pneumatic? I wasn't completely sold on the spot in Oktoberfest, which sucks because it's from like the 1300s and it's right in Munich.
Yeah.
It was delicious. Don't get me wrong, but I think I had higher hopes for it because it's from the 1300s and it's right in Munich, and like it was like one of the original Oktoberfest breweries.
I will ask you this: like, could you drink multiples of them? Like, or is it? Like have like that smoothness to it? Because this is like I had an Oktoberfest from another company. I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but it was really strong. It was really good, but I couldn't see myself drinking multiples. Like this Oktoberfest has got like that like Genesee smoothness to it, like it's like
crushable,
like the lemon strawberry cream ale and the ruby red Kolsch and everything. Like it's got that element of just like you want to drink it, you want to drink more of it.
Yeah, no, the spot was very, very drinkable. I enjoyed it. I don't know, maybe I haven't had.
It's called Spaten.
Yeah, Spaten, Spaten, I believe, with a fucking umlaut somewhere. No, never mind. It's just Spaten.
Oh, okay. I might have to check that out, see if I can find it. I'm kind of
definitely
curious.
Worth it.
What was costs to whatever you got? Did you get a 6-pack, 12-pack?
I got a 6-pack, and it was probably $10, $12. 11. Yeah.
So it's on the higher end of this 12-packs or whatever.
Yeah, it's quality stuff. It's quality beer for sure. Maybe I just haven't had it in a long time. And the only other Oktoberfest I've had this season so far was the Sierra Nevada.
Oh,
I think I may have liked that.
Yeah.
It had that like American twang to it, It was like an Oktoberfest, but it like
it had like American-esque things, twang.
It's fucking twang. You just give it your own little flair to it. Look at that fucking.
That's what I like. I like having a really long beard because I can kind of.
I know. I can barely mask it.
I can hide the dimple in my beard right here.
An old dimple beard.
I know, right? I do have like a cleft chin, but I always have a beard, so it never shows.
I fucking cut the top of my head. I guess
I see it. Oh my god, I see it. You have like a bald spot there almost.
No, I have a bald spot on the back of my head. turn around. Can you see it? Hold on, right? It should be.
Yeah.
right there.
I can see it. It's like an upside down U shape.
Yeah. When I was I got stitches there. I got stitches there when I was younger.
Oh, okay. So it just
I
doesn't grow.
No, it just turns into like dead skin. You know, whenever you get a scar, you just hair doesn't grow back.
Yeah, no, I got a couple of them.
I forget what happened. Oh no, I do remember what happened. So where I used to live, there was like a cliff in the backyard. It was pretty fucking straight down. And my dad, you know, when he mowed the lawn, he would throw the lawn clippings down the cliff. So created, you know, on the cliff.
Slick path.
Well, no, it was like, so here's my yard and here's the cliff, and there was a nice little like big thing of lawn clippings. So you know, I would jump into it just for fun.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, one time I did that, the shit just gave out, and apparently there was a cinder block at the bottom of the cliff. It wasn't.
Oh my god!
It was only like a 10-foot tumble. It wasn't like, it's not like a straight down fall. It was like a 10-foot tumble, and cracked my fucking skull right on the.
Holy shit!
Right on the right on the cinder block.
Did you have to get like stitches or staples?
Yeah, I got stitches. Nice. God, I was probably in 3rd grade when that happened. So now anytime anyone ever, like, not that I get my hair cut professionally very often at all, like maybe once a year, once every 2 years, when they do that and they get there, they're like, oh my God, like, please tell me that scar was there. I'm like, did you fuck my hair up? They're like, oh my God, it's a scar.
It's gotta be hard to do like fades and stuff like that on there.
Fuck. It's pretty high up the back of my head.
Oh, what I was gonna say, like on the topic of beer, because I don't want to like go too far off of that, because I feel really proud of myself for doing this whole like list thing.
Oh yeah, go over what you had today.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I wanted to write it all down, you know, like really describe like the experiences I had with these kinds of beers. So I had another cream ale. It was called a North End cream ale, and I was really curious because the only cream ale I've ever heard of was through Genesee.
Me too. I've never had another one.
So I took a sip of it, and honestly, like initially, I didn't like it. I just was expecting the cream ale taste that it didn't have, and I really didn't like it at first.
Really? Was it heavy?
No, it wasn't heavy. It just like it's hard to describe my first taste, because when I first tasted it, I was like, this is bad. This is like Carlsberg bad.
Really? Like just a huge disappointment?
Yeah. So like I didn't want to discount it at all. So like I had like my little water with me. So like I took a sip. I cleared my palate a little bit because I had just gone through another brewery before that.
Mm-hmm.
I took another sip, and I was like, I kind of like let it sit in my mouth a little bit. You know, I wanted to try to like absorb some of like take in some of the flavors that were in there. And what I wrote down actually was it has a floral taste with a very like upfront wheat taste. Like, you know, like how the Carlsberg had that really like punchy like wheat taste to it.
It had like the floral aftertaste that really
made me upset. That's what I initially tasted, and I was not a huge fan of it, but there was this like bitter hoppy taste afterwards that kind of brought it all together. And when
did you get in a pint?
No, I did like a little like 4-ounce tasting of it. Thank goodness.
Oh, cool. Good. Whew.
But like I finished it, and I was like, you know, like I mean, I could see why people would like it. Like it has elements that I know people like in beer. Mm-hmm. It reminded me too much of the Carlsberg. Like right up front, like it triggered me.
That's a traumatizing experience. You get fucking PTSD from Carlsberg.
Exactly. And I think at the same time I was also expecting a cream ale, like the Genesee cream ale. So like it just I really feel like my experiences ruined that particular like beer for me.
Yeah, no, it could I always feel like when I think cream ale, I always think they're gonna be heavier than they are, the Genesees. Because when I think cream ale, I think like, you know, thick like cream.
Yeah.
And it's always
I like
just so
smooth every time. Kind of taste, but cream ale, cream ales are super smooth. The next one I had was actually called the Ruby Haze Hefeweizen. And you know how we like our Hefeweizens.
But I was really disappointed in the last one I had. What did you think of yours? Last one I had was the UFO Hefeweizen.
That's right. Okay, I was trying to remember the one you had. This was the ruby red Kolsch kind of equivalent. It was made with pink grapefruit, which is like a more bitter version of the grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I took a sip, I like going back to Tennessee. I was expecting like a ruby red Kolsch sip, but what I got was like a really sour citrus taste, which I wasn't wholly like turned off from. Like
this isn't the grape one, is it?
No, this is the
the grape one's the No BS.
Yeah, this is the grape. No, this is all No BS. Like this is all the No BS beer right here. Is
their brewery actually just named No Bullshit?
No BS. That's what it's called. No BS Brew Company.
I like it. Well, it's a new brewery.
2016. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I tried it, I like that bitter, like if you've ever taken a bite into a grapefruit, like the normal pink grapefruit, it's not a very like welcoming taste. So when I got that initially, I was not a huge fan, but like the aftertaste and like as you drank it, you started tasting more of like the Hefeweizen inside of it, like the wheat beer part of it.
Yeah,
and it actually brought it all together. I did actually really enjoy it past the first sip. The first sip kind of put me off a little bit, though. I will say that.
I've never been a big fan of grapefruits at all, except the Ruby Red Kolsch.
Exactly. That's like I've never been a huge fan of grapefruit, but I had to try it because it was a grapefruit beer, and we had the Kolsch.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Kolsch made it tempting, you know.
Oh, I need a new chair.
Number 3 was actually the one I was just talking about, the Rosa Berliner. I'm totally drawing a blank.
The Rosa Parks.
The Rosa Berliner Weiss. Yeah, it's another wheat beer. It's not the Hefeweizen. I don't we talked about it earlier.
I couldn't find it.
I don't really want to learn the differences, but it's like my ideal sour beer.
Yeah.
It was.
Is that the one you're talking about? The one in your crowler?
What?
Is it the one that's in your crowler?
Yeah, that's the one I bought. Like I actually took some home with me. I really, really like this beer. My mom actually tried a little bit of what I had, and she didn't like it as much. But
you said she likes wine, right?
She's more of a dry. She likes she likes the sweet, and not dry. She likes the sweeter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like it was just too sour, and like I get it because I like the really sour beers. Like I like my sour beer.
Oof. I don't. I hate myself.
But I do remember we were talking about really wanting to like get into sour beers because we were talking about the sour beers that we liked.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I wanted to try it out. And actually this ended up being like kind of taking the cake on sour beers that I've had in the past, and I really, really liked it. So that's why I bought a growler of it. After that, actually, you know, this ended up being probably close to my favorite beer of like all night, but it was a couple bucks more for a crowler fill, so I just went with a little bit. I went with the cheaper option.
Yeah,
it was the peach cobbler saison. Oh my god,
that sounds delicious.
Allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg were the spices that they infused in this.
Really?
It was like you know, like the pumpkin ales and like the pumpkin spice everything that they have out now.
Yes.
This is for those that didn't want pumpkin but wanted those spices incorporated. Man, with those like hints of peach in there and like the hints of like wheat in there with all that spice over top. My god, dude, it was so fucking good.
I could really get on board with that.
I love this beer. Like this beer was so good. I'm going. I'm going next weekend to check it out.
Do you know what the alcohol percent on that is?
Shit, I didn't write it down. I wasn't thinking about it. All I was thinking about was how fucking good it was.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. It sounds so good.
I know a lot of them were hanging around like the 6 to 8%, and that was a little bit of heavier beer, and I know heavier beers tend to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So I would say it's like 6 to 7%, if not a little bit more. Last one, actually, and I think we already talked about this, the Groundskeeper Willie Scotch Ale.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. What I wrote down was very smoky, malty to perfection. Like it was just like the perfect malty flavor to it. It tasted like someone like took the grains and smoked them before they turned it into a beer.
Did they? Or
I don't know if that's what they did, but that's what it tasted like. It tasted like smoked grains, which was
that's amazing.
So good. And then like it had like a caramel like taste to it. Like it had like this nice little like sweet aftertaste that like, you know, kind of like smoothed it out. But it wasn't like a punch in the face like this is sweet. Like you had to really look for the sweet. But it was there. It was there enough to like give you like that little bit of flavor that, you know, that kind of made it give it like that diversity. Because if it was just the malty smokiness, I think it would have been too much. I think adding that little bit of a sweet element kind of gave it the smoothness that it needed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of Scotch ales. I think the only one I had was Flight when I was up by you. I forget which Scotch ale did I have.
The Twisted Rail one, I think. I think that's the only time you got a darker beer was at Twisted Rail.
Yes, because I got the Flight at Twisted Rail, and I know I got the Scotch ale there, and I think it wasn't bad, but I think I remember drinking it and saying, this is much more up your alley.
Yeah. Well, and like Scotch ale is like you also tried it like at the wrong time of year. Cause like when I went to Young Lion, I had that darker beer. I was like, yeah, this is like way too heavy. I really like it. I want to like it, but it's way too fucking hot for me to like drink this. So yeah,
definitely way too hot for a lot of that stuff. A lot of the beers we had it was way too hot for. It was a lot of
except for the lemon strawberry.
Oh, that shit was perfect. Lemon strawberry was perfect. The Kolsch was perfect when you were down in Atlantic City with us.
Oh, I know. The Kolsch just like made that whole weekend.
It really was perfect, and we got Dennis onto it too. Yeah. Dennis, he loves the Ruby Red Kolsch. I think he said he got a couple of 12 packs when he went up camping.
Yeah,
in New York.
We're gonna sell fucking everybody on Genesee beers because I'm telling you, Genesee beers like they freaking nail it. Like I'm sorry, they just do. They know how to make drinkable versions of stuff that people normally have like one or two glasses of. Like Oktoberfest, like yeah, you could get fucked up on like any Oktoberfest, but this stuff you wouldn't know you were drinking that many. Like it'll sneak up on you. Like
I'm gonna make a meme. Remember, I think I said it last. Said if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. And I'm gonna have a picture of Genesee ice and then like their Oktoberfest.
I've drank both too. Like honestly, like and I've like and I know
ice is bad.
I don't know. Bud Ice is still worse. Like in my opinion, Bud Ice is still worse because
that's unfair for me because I drank it so much. I acquired the ability to drink it.
Yeah, well, it's not so much unfair to you. It's more of like you're more biased now because you've had so many of them. But I've had the Genesee Black or whatever it's called, like the ice version, and
yeah,
it just tastes like malty alcohol, like most ice beers do. Like they taste like malty alcohol.
It's just not good. No ice beers ever been good.
It isn't, and and I'm sorry, Genesee, but get rid of it.
Keep it.
Don't bring yourself down to that level. Bud Ice got it covered. Make your good stuff. For $8.99, I got a 12-pack of Oktoberfest. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's really good. I paid more for a 6-pack.
Exactly.
Spot in Oktoberfest. I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
I'll save a couple cans for you if I find another 12-pack.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bring it down with me when we go to Oktoberfest, which we should really plan on doing sometime soon. We should really make a plan sometime soon, I should say.
Tomorrow, if you want to sit down, because I do have to get going in a little bit. Because like I said,
yeah, no, I don't want to keep you too much longer.
I got more than enough time. I just got to shower out.
Yeah,
grab food. So we kind of have to start wrapping up in a little bit.
Yeah, so let's wrap up by saying probably tomorrow or probably Tuesday would probably be a better time, just because I have class from 11 to 5. If you wanted to like hit me up like after class or whatever, but
Tuesday you said,
or Monday. I'm like I said, tomorrow, like if you wanted to hit me up, I won't be around until 5, so just hit me up around that time. Or if you want to text me like while we'll make a plan or whatever. But we'll map it out.
Yeah,
I'd love to make a solid plan. Lizzie said she probably wasn't gonna go. She's on the fence because she wants to go to the wine and beer expo in Disney World down in Florida. And she's like,
wait, she's not coming to Oktoberfest?
She doesn't know if she is or not because she wants to like save up her paid time off, her PTO days. Mm-hmm. And so she wasn't sure if she was going to do one or the other. But if she goes to the Disney World, good on her. Like, I mean, she's going to go with her aunt and everything, and her aunt's like huge into like Disney World and everything, so she'll be able to navigate her through. But I still want to go down to Bear Mountain, so tomorrow or Tuesday, whatever time we have, we should look into like getting a campsite going and everything, and picking a weekend, because I'm afraid we're already almost going to be booked up. We're gonna have to get like a shit campsite.
Well, okay, so you're not gonna bring the dogs, right? Because they'll be at home with
yeah, the dogs will be home.
All right, I'll probably end up bringing Mops because I don't have anyone to watch her.
Yeah, I was gonna say my only concern would be like, did you think she would be fine like roped off like on a tree at the campsite while we were at?
No, I'd have to make sure that because dogs were allowed in.
That's like the one thing
I just have no one. Yeah, like the only person I have to watch her is Liv, and Liv's gonna be with us. I'll figure it out. I always do.
We'll work something out. Like I said, if Lizzie does come, we might have to bring the dogs with us. So worst case scenario,
I would not. I would absolutely not tie the dogs up at the campsite while I'm not there.
Well, that was like actually my only thought was we should look and see if there's like kennels nearby that we can like put them up in for the day or something like that. You know,
it's a really good idea.
That was like my only thought. Like maybe we can like call ahead and be like, hey, we're gonna have dogs for Saturday during the day, and hey Eric, it could be a guys' weekend. I don't know, whatever. If Liv wants to go, great.
No, I want Liv to go.
I do too. The more the merrier. Like absolutely. Like if Lizzie and Liv do go, I'd be so happy because we would have everyone around. I wouldn't want to exclude anyone just because of the dogs. We can totally find like a kennel around town that we can like.
They definitely have them. They definitely have.
Yeah,
dogs are there. It gives me something to do. Yeah, but that's the thing is I don't think you're gonna. They probably don't let them in. They probably can't walk around with it, and
yeah, I can't imagine they're gonna allow dogs like in the festival. You know what I mean? Like if they do, great, that would be cool. Like I bring Evie around, but you know, it just like I won't hold it because all we're gonna do is discuss this. We'll discuss this more tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more research tomorrow, but let's just plan on picking a day tomorrow, planning out like what we're gonna do with the dogs and everything, who's all gonna come. I'll talk to Lizzie tonight, see what she wants to do, and yeah, I'll let you go. Like, Liv is like, yeah, we got a movie to see. I totally forgot about that. I don't want to like keep you guys going.
We got more than enough time. Trust me, it doesn't start until like almost 11.
Hey,
so
please shower.
Just needs
you can't skip your shower.
You never want to be that fucking smelly piece of shit at the movies.
Yeah. Oh god, especially not at the movies.
No, close quarters with someone.
Yeah,
it's gross.
Anyway,
just take a shower before we go to the movies. How long were we going? How long?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
I think it's exactly how long the last one was.
Yeah, I do like this though because we can do it a little bit longer. I think next week we'll definitely do it like offline or off stream, just because we can plan it for later. Unless you want to do it on stream, I do like being able to do it longer.
I like the hour-long ones. I feel like for somebody to actually sit down and listen for 2.5 hours, they gotta be like crazy dedicated. I feel like it's a lot of content to take in.
I don't think that I don't expect anyone to sit down for 2.5 hours, but it's nice to like if people pop in, it's like say what's up or whatever. You know, it's kind of cool.
When Liv says, "Let's go, bitches! It's movie time."
Yeah, no, Liv is gonna be our driving force to end this stream because if we didn't, Eric would never shower and he would never make it to the movie.
Oh, I'm not so concerned about the movie as I'm about the fucking Chinese food I want to pick up beforehand.
That's fair. Oh yeah.
I want to know why
you gotta have 15 minutes.
Chinese sticks. Oh my god, I call them Chinese sticks. Why don't they give me chopsticks? Why do I gotta beg for chopsticks? They're like, shut up, Whitey. Can't use chopsticks.
Can you use chopsticks?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
What kind of uncultured bag of shit do you think I am?
Oh, I was just asking. Sometimes some people just can't use them.
It's probably a known fact that every single person who has watched anime in their life can use chopsticks.
I resent that stereotype because I did not know how to use chopsticks until I met Lizzie, because Lizzie loves to make Thai food and Asian cuisine. And that was the only reason that prompted me to learn how to use chopsticks, because she made a lot of like that style and I wanted to learn how to eat like that. So
I always eat ramen with chopsticks. I don't know. Mostly
I do like eating ramen with chopsticks. It's a little bit easier to like spoon or to feed the noodles up and through is better than a fork, because the fork just like butchers them.
First off, if everyone calls me crazy for this is going to be my parting argument. I rarely eat soup with a spoon.
I usually just drink it, honestly.
9 times out of 10, I use a fork to eat soup.
I'll eat the chunks and then I'll drink it. I do the same exact thing. You know,
People look at me like I'm fucking crazy. The only exception is probably like tomato soup, because there's nothing to grab in it and you can just
I don't even use a utensil for tomato soup. I actually just drink it.
And you got dipped the grilled cheese in that bitch too.
Yeah, you know, you got it. I thought that was a given.
Yeah, so I encourage more people to try eating soup with a fork. I think you'll like chicken noodle soup. How the fuck do you eat chicken noodle soup with a spoon? You dip it in.
It never works. The second you pick up, they just fucking slide off.
Now you got like just fucking man up and use a goddamn fork or chopsticks.
Hang on, now we're getting way too passionate for trying to wrap up the stream.
Get all riled the fuck up.
Calm down. Save it for next week.
I'll beat your ass if I see you eating soup with a spoon.
All right,
but yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, this has been Half Past Broke. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on here. Check out our schedule below, because it's got our times and everything. I'm Walker. That's Eric.
Go on our Instagram. Go on our Twitter. I'm actually gonna start working the Twitter. I don't know the password for the Twitter right now.
I told you.
I forget it.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, I'll get it switched over.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing stuff on Twitter and everything. So hopefully we'll have more than 4 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to, but like, I'm just not a.
Don't lie. No, you haven't.
I pop on every once in a while. I'm just not a big social media guy, so I'm just not really good at it.
Fucking wants to be famous on social media without being a social media. I don't want
to be famous on social media.
This is social media. I hate to break it to you, brother.
I never said I want to be famous either. Bye.
I can go back in a bunch of shows and clip where
Eric's cutting out, so I'm just gonna let him go. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.